Okay. Are we actually live? Are we actually live here? Can you guys hear me? Please let me know with a yes or a maybe or a things. It's in the same. Hold on. Uh where's my phone? So I actually had Streamlabs open, or I had the Streamlabs desktop there. OBS is completely destroyed. Is it on the correct stream though? It's not like a separate stream. It's on the correct stream, right? I have 0 scenes that I know of. I have no, like, I don't even know, like you can hear my chair and everything, right? So there's no like filters or anything. Wow. Just wow. What a day. What a week. What a year. Like, how's it going? It's Order 42. My stream software is broken, so I'm using a secondary piece of software to stream. Hopefully, this will stay. Like, I don't even know. Do I have. Oh, look at that. That works. Oh, crap. How do I go back? That's the wrong one. I'm going to break everything tonight, apparently. Um, is it that? There we go. So, wait a minute. If that's there, then. Okay, so there's just a bunch of stuff missing. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it right here. And we're going to try to do our show. Wow. It's not the wrong setup in OBS. OBS is absolutely destroyed. In trying to fix Streamlabs crap or Stream Deck crap, because it kept coming up with an error every time I opened it up. I'm just gonna close that. There's no need for that now since I can't bring up a browser. You're basically stuck with this pretty much all night. I hope you enjoy it. No, so in my attempt to try to fix things, I was following some stuff on the internet, and it basically broke OBS. So, long story short, I couldn't see that I had audio. All of the docs, kind of below your stream preview, gone. Um, Finally got that restored, and then there were no, like, the audio was coming through because I did a recording, but then as soon as I hit start streaming, to basically move it over, everything broke. The settings are gone. The settings button doesn't work. So now if I try to do settings or anything, it's all broken. I think the restoration did not work. So what we're gonna have to do is tomorrow I'm gonna have to basically do like a backup, not a backup, but a restore from yesterday or from a couple of days ago. Basically, put it back to before I was messing with crap and get it all working again. But how are you guys? Are you guys doing okay? I hope you're doing okay. Ninjinzu was up first, and it wasn't an update. Like I said, it was just me trying to fix things, and then it broke everything. Everything broke. Destroyed. So it has to do because I was in there in the plugins and all kinds of stuff, and I think that's where things got screwy. So, and Justin Yates. First off, okay, wait. Ninjinzu was first. Okay, Ninjinzu was first, but then Starfox came in and said, "Damn, that sucks. It broke it all." And then Justin Yates said, "I came early to have my comment read, so I don't have to wait 35 minutes to have my comment read." I think you guys are on to me. And the way things work here, but hey. Yeah. I want you to know that I'm happy for you. So, Bonobo Juice coming in hot with some Atlantis. Hey, that's good stuff. The Bidet Boys meet here every week. I mean, some of them. Not everybody. It's okay. I understand. I'm not for everybody. Clearly, not for everybody. You might, hey, look, you might be saying, what are you talking about? Well, things. But welcome, Rufus the Red. Hello, Cosma. What was your favorite Super Bowl commercial? Probably, I mean, honestly, probably the Dunkin' one was probably my favorite one. I gotta be honest, as I'm wont to do, and Bucho loves to remind me that I say it all the time. What can I say? I didn't watch the Super Bowl. Didn't watch it. I just didn't care. You can probably hear my stomach making noises too, because it's been in knots the last 2 hours trying to get this thing working. Anyway, so I didn't watch it. I watched a lot of the, the stuff afterward, or that would make it on, social media or whatever. But, yeah. I'm not sure what the Jewish square is. Oh. Yeah. That's getting pretty close to politics. It's stuff that I don't usually talk about on stream, so. But look, hey, welcome to all of you. Johnny Flipswitch, good to see you, sir. And yeah, maybe the Discord thing, we got to talk about that. Because that changes everything. Because if we can't do watch-alongs and hang out, then what the hell are we going to do? So the memberships may be going bye-bye. And then, here's the funny thing. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about the original, I guess, title of the stream was going to be something along the lines of, what's wrong with Star Wars? And basically I wanted to talk about that Super Bowl commercial of Mandalorian and Grogu. So I was going to grab my Yoda puppet from the Blockbuster days. Right around the time that episode 1 came out, I bought one of the Yoda puppets that they had there. And so this was the first thing that went wrong. This is what happened. When I grabbed it, it has dried out. It is cracking and flaking everywhere. In fact, I got it all over my pants. This is, this is destroyed now. It's funny because I saw that what I did was I wanted to see, are they still selling these? Like, are these like as a collector's item? Apparently people are selling them for like $90, $100 on eBay. But yeah, my Yoda puppet from back in the day is dead. And I gotta say, it bummed me out more than I thought it would. I mean, this is all crispy, and maybe it's the stuffing that I put in it to basically try to keep it. I don't know, but the thing dried out. The thing dried out, and it's dead. So that's a thing. Like I said, I don't know if that was just the first step in basically like putting me in this mood, but it wasn't. I've been in this mood for a couple of weeks now where it's just, man, it's feeling weird, man. It's feeling weird. Like, I guess, I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to, maybe go to therapy or something. I don't mind saying it. I'll say it. I'm gonna probably end up going to therapy because it's not easy, man. It's not easy. But anyway, who else is here? Elway2K, good to see you. And I apologize for all the weird screw ups. Again, my computer's been doing, in fact, my whole internet has been doing weird stuff. Like my YouTube, different YouTube apps have been going screwy. My like sometimes I'll open up X, to just honestly, lately it's just been for, hey, what new movies are coming out in 4K? That's basically what I use X for. And, every now and then movie news and stuff like that. And it wouldn't load. YouTube wouldn't load earlier. So it was just like, what is going on? Like, it feels like everything is trying to make me even more, like, it's one of those things happening at one time. It's fine, but oh, I'm grieving a friend. Oh, I'm, this isn't working. Oh, my Yoda from 30 years ago, back when I worked at Blockbuster, completely destroyed. It's just like all of these things together is just making me go, it's like the Joker says in The Dark Knight. Sometimes people just need a little push. Yeah, today I feel like I was on that edge. And it was just like, what's going on? Why is everything going wrong? I don't know. I kind of feel like every now and then, I kind of feel like, I never really feel like this. But sometimes it feels like the universe is speaking to you. I don't know. Anyway, let's get caught up in the chat. Everything you're doing is bad. Well, that's probably true. Probably true. Yeah, it's definitely not the OBS, some weird setup thing. I basically, in trying to fix it, I broke it and now it's completely destroyed. I tried to reinstall and I couldn't get any of my scenes back. So I did a selective restoration in Time Machine and everything was there. Like all of my, and even Stream Deck was working. But again, as soon as I hit start streaming, it closed. So that's not what it was. There's something else that I either didn't restore or that Time Machine didn't restore that is gone. So, yeah. And it could be just that, my computer's getting old. We're going on 6 years now. So it's the last Intel i9 that Apple created or Apple made. And maybe it's just time. Which, don't really have the budget for that. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens tomorrow after I do the restore. Hopefully the restore will just fix everything. Or at least get it back to where it was before I started screwing with stuff. So yeah. Jody B, welcome. Good to see you. Basically, we're looking what April has to see. I mean, kind of. I mean, at least look, the camera's working. It's using this microphone, even though you can hear every movement now, which is kind of a bummer. But hey, what are you gonna do? Crusty Buns gang. What are y'all talking about? KP Senti, wow, hi. Good to see you. So, I always think it's funny. You say wow, hi, like, oh, I'm surprised I'm here. Wow, hi. I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny. Lint roller. Well, I mean, yeah. Yoda killed Yoda. Yeah. Didn't update the Yoda doll. I know. You can probably still get it for $70,000. Maybe temperature change affected it. I mean, it's probably a combination of a lot of things. It's probably the fact that it's almost 30 years old. The fact that I wasn't properly taking care of it. Like I wasn't you know, keeping it, because you're supposed to keep latex hydrated. It's been sitting on the shelf there for years and not being, I mean, seriously, not even being touched. And unfortunately, this room is one of the, in the summertime, is one of the hottest rooms in the house. So if I leave, like if I'm not in here, if I'm gone for the day or whatever, and I leave these doors open, it gets hot in here. And I think that's why, that's part of it, is the temperature problem. So, yeah. Top 3 best Arnold movies of all time. Movie High Club, hello. Good to see you. Top 3 Arnold. Probably Terminator 2, Predator, and Terminator. That's trying to think if there's anything else that really, because I mean, there's Total Recall, of course, great movie. I like those other ones better. Yeah, that's probably my answer. Rest in peace, Yoda. I know. Therapy is a good thing. I mean, it is, and I don't have any like weird. I say weird. It's not weird. I think it's just a different state of mind. I don't have any problem doing it, but I had, and it's not like I was resisting it. I just thought that I thought that I was doing okay. And for a while I was doing okay. But the last couple of weeks, it's just been it's been really weird. I've just kind of sunk into a bit of a Are we starting the therapy now? Okay. So it's basically, it just feels like I don't know what to do. And I'm not motivated to do things. Like I had some ideas. Sorry if that was really loud. In fact, am I like really, I'd have to get caught up to. Anyway, sorry if I'm really loud. I'm sorry. You can turn me down because none of my filters are on. This is basically a fresh copy of Streamlabs OBS. That's it. Because I had it installed. There are no filters or anything, so I apologize if it's too loud. It's not like I said, it's a weird thing because I have motivation for certain things, but like I had an idea for a video. It's one of the reasons why I did that Wes Anderson video on the Wes Anderson archive. It was just fun to do because it was all encompassing. It's like I tried to create graphics for every piece. I was trying to, make it a unique Order 42, still an Order 42 review, but unique to everything else I'd ever done. And then, I was proud of it. I put it out and like no traction. Now that is absolutely normal for the internet, for YouTube, for any kind of creative endeavor. No one gives a crap how much work you put into something. It's all about, is it something people want to watch? And for some reason, that one just never caught on. I thought the Wes Anderson archive from the Criterion Collection would have been enough to kind of, maybe get some people watching it. Nah. And I've been doing this too long to have a lack of views or anything like that kind of bum me out. But it was just kind of like, well, okay, well, what's next? And then, and I'm looking at the theaters and I'm looking at, what movies are coming out, and nothing's really nothing's like really exciting me. And then I'm seeing, and this is, again, I'm not comparing, but then you see like Jeremy Jahns, and he did one for Wuthering Heights. He did one for Whistle. He did one for, he's doing all of these videos, and I'm like, I don't want to see any of these movies. Nope. And in fact, I'm not going to go pay to see a movie that doesn't appeal to me. Like, I'm not, for example, this weekend, not going to go see Goat. I just looked at the trailer and I went, yeah, it's not for me. I'm not going to go see Wuthering Heights. I kind of want to go see, what is it? Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, because it's Sam Rockwell and he's awesome. But even that is kind of like I don't have the, I don't have the big like push, the holy crap, man, I want to go see this, So it's just been really rough, and it's like, what videos do I do? So it's just been weird, man. It's been weird. Glenn Harris, welcome. Did I say hi to you, Glenn? I hope you're doing okay. Anyway, so it's just been weird. And I haven't started writing my new story yet. I have ideas, and I have a couple of scenes sort of laid out, outline. I have my ending, so I know how it ends. Might change by the time I get there, but I have my ending as of now. And one of those things that I was watching, Harlan Coben, he said everybody's different. Some people they have to have that hook first. They have to know what the hook is. It's almost like the tagline, like the Tell No One, the story that he wrote. Man loses his wife, and after 8 years, he's tried to move on. He's had a really, really hard time moving on. And he gets an email, and in the email is a link to a webcam. And he starts watching the webcam, and his wife walks by. That's the hook. That's where the story kind of, the hook started for him. But then he said, everybody's different, but I got to know my ending. He said, I can go all kinds of different ways to get there, but I know where I'm heading. And that's kind of how it was with Chuckleheads. I knew where I was going to start, and I knew where I was going to end up. And then I figured it out from there. And the middle part is the hardest part, because you got to keep people's attention and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I have my end, I have my middle, or some of my middle, and I have the way it's going to begin. So I'm well, what do you call it? I'm well positioned for that to happen. I just haven't started it yet. And I've been watching more of the BBC Maestro stuff. I've been listening to Ken Follett. Follett? I don't know how you say his name. Apparently his biggest book was Pillars. What is it called? Pillars of the Earth? Is it Pillars of the Earth? I think it is. Anyway, I think that's his biggest, like his biggest novel, or his most famous novel. I've never read him before. So anyway, stop all the downloading. Yeah, exactly, KP Senti. And KP Senti, I'm glad that you're doing better. I'm glad that you're doing better. I hear you on technology sucking. I was being interviewed by some random podcast today, and their software kept messing up, so the host just quit. Super professional. Oh, awesome. Sorry about that, Justin. And Derek, hey, Derek's got a book releasing this Saturday, and he's been posting that in the Your Own Content portion of Discord. Which again, like I said, we may not have a Discord in a couple of weeks. Who knows? So we're just gonna have to play things by ear. And I don't know. I don't even know. You know what would be interesting? I'm just curious. Oh crap. This may not work either. Yay. Let's try this. Let's see if that'll open. Is that gonna work? I'm just curious what will happen if I do this. Will anything happen? Okay, never mind. Never mind. Things will turn around, just keep on churning. Well, like I said, I think I'm at the point now where I feel like I need to talk to somebody. And maybe there's something that maybe there's a connection I'm not making. Uh I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Um I don't even I haven't been to therapy since I was 13 or 14, 15, whatever time it was, back when my when my parents took me to therapy because they thought I was crazy. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I've had to come from hard points as well. I mean, look, I think we all do. And I think in this situation, I'll just say this. It's a situation I've never been in before in my life. I think most people would agree if they just look at it and they go, yeah, that's different than anything I've experienced. So it's brand new. And then on top of, him being such a good friend, he's also my creative partner. So it's like, and, I quit my job to help make the movie. So it's like my whole life was building to something that now is gone. So it's just a lot. It's just a lot to deal with. And maybe, I don't know. The thing is, man, I'm excited about my story. I mean, I think my story is killer. And I think it has a lot of potential. So we'll see what happens. And I'm not even that, I mean, in a weird way, I'm bummed about Chuckleheads, but even if nothing ever happens with it, it was a learning experience. And it was something that, it was something that Billy and I got to do together. And it was kind of a awesome thing, So if nothing else, I have those memories, and that's a good thing. But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I don't know. You got a living like Henry David Thoreau in a cabin. I'm not sure what that means, but hey. I don't know. Look, do I need to hold up the Yoda head again? Anyway. Be right back driving home from work. Stop, folks. You be careful. Imagine not doing an interview with paper and voice memo on phone. Well, I mean, look, it's it isn't the 90s, I mean, I honestly, I kind of, in a way, the way that okay, their software just kept messing up, so the host just quit. I would never quit, but I would definitely probably be frustrated. Definitely be frustrated, as I was earlier, where it's like, okay, why is nothing working? Is this a sign from the universe saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't be streaming today? Or what? Or ever. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Look, here's the thing. I don't want to not do this. But at the same time, man, there's been a lot that's been kind of making me wonder if the universe is trying to go, hey, rethink, maybe. I don't know. Rob, you're not alone. It's been a brutal winter of strange novelty and areas of miserable frustrations and stressors. Well said. Well said. Well said. Squiggles, what's going on? Long time no see. Hope you've been good, Rob. Squiggles, I hope you've been good as well. It has been a while. It's just been, like I said, man, the whole thing has just been, it's just been so weird. It's just been so weird, man. Because, like, I felt like I was doing okay and doing well. And I was like, okay, so I want to finish, because here was my plan. I want to finish up the Ken Follett thing, which I haven't, which is a bummer. It's been like 2 weeks. I should have finished like 2 weeks ago, but I haven't yet. I was going to finish him. And then there was one more that I wanted to listen to. His name's Lee Child, who apparently is a bestseller of, I want to say thriller, suspense. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I looked him up and I was like, oh yeah, that guy. But now I can't remember what what he created. Anyway, I want to hear his. And then I was going to start writing and like get into it, because I've already, like today, in fact, I was watching a movie, which we'll talk about, and it got me interested in something and made me go, that's an idea. That's an idea that I may add to this idea. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool. It's cool. And I'm not going to tell you which one it is. You're just going to have to guess. Because I don't want anybody really knowing what my next story will be. At least not yet. I'm not in that place yet. Luckily, there is a wide range of genre here that it could be anything. Hearing every movement means you can make ASMR content. Nah. Oh yeah, stay hydrated for sure. For sure. Hercules in New York? No. If you have insurance, get referred and go. I probably should. And Robert Rivera, welcome to you, sir. Good to see you. Rob Unfiltered. I don't know. I mean, YouTube Creator Studio doesn't help all the numbers are up front. Oh, that doesn't bother me. There's what I typically do, especially when I'm doing a video where I'm not as here's the thing. Okay? Like, for example, I had a feeling that when I did that video review of the Crow last year, it was last year, right? Maybe the year before, that I knew that because of what I was going to do, because of what I was going to say, and because of the thumbnail I made, that it was going to get some attention. And it did. But I don't pay attention to the numbers. So if it's a big video, I don't pay attention to the numbers. That Wes Anderson archive video was for me. You know? But I thought that it had the chance to maybe get some legs. So I said, you know what? That video's for me. And I'm going to put the work in for me because I want to do it. And hopefully it'll do something. But then when when I go back, there's some comments coming in. And I'm replying to the comments, and then I go look at the video and I'm like, wow, that's pretty low. Interesting. So it's just one of those things. It kind of bums you out, but at the same time, it doesn't. I knew that there was a chance that it would be on the low end of my views, which it was majorly, like, what is that? 1/50th of my subscriber base watched it. It's one of those things. So I enjoyed the Wes Anderson video you made. Well, Justin, I appreciate you. I appreciate that. But I mean, I think Wes Anderson is one of those directors that definitely has a style that isn't for everyone. And that's fine. And it's just not for everybody. And there's going to be people that only want to watch it to see, hey, well, what does he think about the box? And I spent a lot of time just talking about the movies. Most people, that were in the market for that set probably aren't in the same position I am, where it's like, I love a box set. I don't know. I honestly don't know how other people collect things, but like, I was excited for that because there were 3 or 4 movies that I really loved. And then 2 of them that were okay. And then 4 of them that I'd never seen. And that was just exciting. I love a box set like that. You know what I mean? But, not everybody's like that. So, and a lot of people would go, yeah, Wes Anderson's not for me. So, it's fine. Could always not come back if the vibe is weird. Oh, you talking about going to a therapist? I mean, I think I'm at that point where it just makes sense. Just makes sense to give it a shot and just see what happens. I'm going to be right back, and I don't want to change anything. So you're just going to have to, basically watch me leave and hear me leave. So I'll be right back. Had to get my phone. Okay. Let me move Yoda's carcass out of the way so I can use my charger. That sucks so bad. I don't know. Just sucks. You could enter your hiatus era. Yeah, I could do one of those videos where it's like the title of the video is just it's me like this. We're looking down and it just says goodbye. Huh? How many views would that get? I don't know. Here's the thing that I think is really weird, I guess. I don't care about views. I don't. I care about making good videos that I'm proud of. I don't care about I never made money at YouTube. So it was never something that like I've never gotten to that point. So for me, it's all about making a video that I'm proud of. And that's it. And that's all I care about. And if it never happens, well, I had fun doing it. The focus was always movies. I wanted to make another movie. We wanted to make another movie. And now we can't. So what now? That's really where it all kind of comes down to. And I think there's something in there that needs to be fixed. So we'll figure that out, I guess. So maybe you need to find a new passion and then to pursue that. I mean, look, here's the thing. I want to give the writing a shot. And I think that's a good way to go, right? Who knows? You know, I may get 2 chapters in and go, this isn't for me, you know? I mean, I don't know. And then I have to go find a job or something. I have been incredibly lucky that I've had the support of that lovely woman in there to try to chase this dream. And now that dream has changed, I'll just say that, we'll see what happens. So you never know. Thanks for the plug, Rob. Well, Derek, it's the least I can do. Again, my whole thing is to me it's I always wanted to highlight success and highlight good things. And if somebody's trying to do something creative, I think that's awesome. And I think we should all celebrate that and support each other. So that's always been my thought. So Henry David Thoreau basically lived in a cabin in the woods to basically focus on life essentially and focus on life, and wrote essays, Nature and Simple Living. Well, KP Sinti, yeah, that's all true, but I don't live anywhere near something like that. I do have a wife and a life outside of all this other stuff. So it's not exactly the best way to get away. I've never been, honestly, I've spent weeks / months in places, you know, especially like in high school and things like that, in nature and all that. I'm not a nature guy. Like I like going out in nature and then coming home in air conditioning and, you know, no bugs and, you know, mosquitoes, and I can sit in air conditioning, get it so cold that you got to cover up with a blanket and watch a movie. That's kind of my thing. So it's a lot to deal with, and it's totally understandable. That's a lot of momentum that you had going and a loss of a good friend. Yeah. I mean, it's a thing. It's such a weird thing because then it's like I'm mourning him, but I'm also like mourning the life that I was building. In a weird way, it feels similar to when I went through all my surgeries and my life changed. And part of that was grieving the life that I had. and the way things were, and then that things were going to be completely different from then on. It's just a weird, it's definitely one of those points where you have to reassess. So, and then you feel guilty for mourning something when, he's not here. He lost his life, It's different. The relationship between work, purpose, and identity, and the burnout that comes with content can all weigh on someone in many ways. I can totally understand. Give yourself grace. Nah. No, you're right. But also there are times when I feel like I don't deserve it. Like I still have things to do. I don't know. It's a weird, man. It's a weird feeling. And like I said, maybe that's what I need to work out. Like you could probably hear the airplane going over now. I don't know. Anyway, the universe is telling you to provide me free light entertainment tonight. Well, I mean, tonight tonight you're safe. Now, by May or June, who knows? We'll see. Because here's the thing. I will say this right up front. I don't want anything to change. But changes the world, So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? So, oh, and that's another thing is like when you're feeling kind of like a little, down and maybe a little bit unmotivated and just kind of lost. But you have this idea that's been kind of in the back of your mind for, months, this idea that I've been kind of working on. But then it's just like, oh, man, I don't know. And then I read somebody put, it was I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if it was a saying or if it was just something that somebody put up there, but it was the line was, the graveyards are full of men who thought they had more time. And I'm like, oh okay. I get it. Thanks. So anyway, Robert, I said hi to you earlier, right? Yeah, I did. Good to see you. Did I watch Barbie and Swan Lake? Barbie is Rapunzel. I did not. Didn't watch any of the Barbie stuff. That was an odd noise. Anyway, you might just need a friend to act as your wall so you can bounce things off of them and see what comes back. I had a writer friend. I did that with on my book. I mean, Seventh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. And I mean, I do have a person in mind for that. And it's fine. It's great. That's not the problem though. It's not that I'm blocked or anything like that. It's just that I'm down. And it's just, that's like I said, that's tough. We all talk about it, and I talk about it with April and all that stuff too, but the fact is none of my friends or family are licensed therapists. And maybe there's something that they could get into that would help me. So, yeah. And Bucho, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Caught me in a weird one. In a weird stream. But, hey, we're all here and it's working. And, I mean, unless I close it, it's going to be fine. Hopefully. Maybe there's some sort of weird, if you didn't pay for Streamlabs, you're going to have to stop your stream after an hour. Wouldn't that be awesome? Anyway. I want to get the set because it looks cool. Would look great next to my K-pop albums. Then maybe enjoy the movies later. I mean, look, here's the thing. I don't know how many times that I've almost bought huge, expensive box sets only because I like the packaging and the way that everything's put together. I've done that. I mean, that's pretty expensive to go after, though. That is something where you kind of have to at least know what you're getting into and know that you're going to get the value from it. Because The days are over where I just buy things because, oh my gosh, that looks cool. No, I've got to get the value out of it, or it's not worth it to me. I don't know how many of those, Blizzard box sets of games that I purchased over the years that it literally have never been opened again. So, Bucho, you are biased beyond belief. Your Wes Anderson archive vid is one of the best videos in the history of the entire internet. There, I said it. Well, again, you're biased because you like Wes Anderson, and you're a fan of what I do for some reason. I mean, I appreciate it, but I mean, it's not the best video ever. I mean, come on. Gotta drink that tea. Empty chair, yes. Change your workspace might help. Find you a calm, serene, interesting place besides your office that you can take a notebook and some pens and just write longhand, see what lands on the page. I mean, absolutely, that is definitely something that is in, but I haven't started writing yet. I haven't gotten to that point yet. I don't consider myself a writer yet. I wrote a screenplay once, and I haven't written anything since. So I don't consider myself a writer. I consider myself kind of a nobody right now. And that's fine. I'm trying to figure things out. Hopefully, maybe some therapy will help, but we'll see. It's that damn phone again. Well, I just needed to charge it and to make sure, because again, things haven't been working right on my Mac, period. Like what's supposed to happen and what was happening like a year ago, if I got a message on my phone, it would show up on my Mac. And then if I read the message on my Mac, it would mark it as read on my phone. Everything worked together. Then my notes, I have a notes app, right? And the notes app syncs with everything. So if I make a change on my phone, I come home and I want to work on something, I can pull up my notes app and there are all my notes in order of when I did it and all that kind of stuff. And it's the same with my iPad, all that kind of stuff. It's awesome. I love it. It hadn't been working right. And I don't know if it's an Apple thing. I don't know if it's an internet thing. I don't know what it is. All I know is it shows excellent, and I don't think we've dropped a frame as far as I know. I think we're doing okay. So it's not my internet. So it's got to be something with Apple systems. And again, multiple systems across the internet have been having problems. I had a Twitch problem the other day. I had a YouTube problem today. I had weird internet problems where things just wouldn't load. And it's just like, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. Not sure what's happening. So, not sure what's happening. I'll just hum the Be Right Back Bossa Nova to myself while you're gone. Well, again, it's there. I just don't know how well it works. Because I hit this button and it doesn't work. None of these buttons work. The Stream Deck is completely pointless now. Because I don't have OBS open. So, I don't know. It's just one of those things. One of those things. Sorry, everything updated. I'm behind again, of course. Words that have never been spoken before. Move Yoda's corpse. Gotta charge my phone. I mean, that's why you come to Order 42, right? You get something you just don't get anywhere else. We can start studying those goodbye hiatus videos and write your script now. That's not a bad idea. Or I could just throw a bunch of ideas into ChatGPT and make an AI version. Because it seems like that's what the world wants right now. I'm not one of those people that I'm not super scared of AI. We're like children playing with toys. It's like a child that gets a toy that's a noisy toy and they just keep hitting the same button over and over. And it's like, Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. The cow goes moo. Yes. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. The cow does go moo. The cow does go moo. Yes. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? It's almost like it's almost like a bunch of children playing with things, but they're not your children. So it's annoying. When someone else's child does something annoying to you, it annoys you more than it would be if it was your own child, right? I'm guessing because I'm not a parent. But that's what it seems like. It seems like there are times when that's the way that things work. And that's what AI is to me right now. It's just annoying to the point of can I go somewhere else? Can I be seated somewhere else so I don't have to hear the cow says moo? Oh, you don't like children? No, I think children are kind of amazing and they're kind of awesome. But he's pushed that button like 12 times so far and it's annoying the hell out of me. Can I please be moved over here where I don't have to hear the cow goes moo again? Please? That's what it's like. Because here's the thing. Some of the stuff that AI does is cool, but I don't want to see it every 5 minutes. And it's just so annoying that everybody seems to be so like, "Oh, look what I can do. Oh, I'm an artist." No, you're not. You're not. Let me be the 146,372nd person to tell you no. Putting in words into a script does not make you an artist. It doesn't. It just doesn't. The first thing is, okay, is one of the it's one of the things that Polonius taught his son when his son was leaving for university in Hamlin. To thine own self be true. You can lie to other people to make whatever, but you have to be true to yourself. You have to be truthful with yourself, or you're gonna it's not good. It's not good to lie to yourself. So you can't lie to yourself. You may be lying when you say, "Oh, I'm an artist now." No, you're not. Do you know that you're not an artist? Because if you don't know that you're not an artist, that's a problem. And you need to be honest with yourself and know that you're using other people's work to do things, to do these things. That's just the way it is. Now, if you can say, "Hey, I'm making this for fun. Hey, isn't that kind of cool?" Yeah, it is kind of cool. It is kind of cool that Darth Vader is doing the Macarena. That is kind of interesting because it looks real. But you're not an artist. So anyway, sorry. I went on a thing. I went on a thing. Sorry. A lot of AI out there. I'm just really kind of over it. So anyway, yeah. How many times have you seen a message about having to charge a phone because you had to move Yoda's corpse in AI? No, never. You've never seen that. You've never heard that because it's impossible. If you didn't get a lot of views, were the people that viewed it left good comments? I mean, yeah, I got. See, here's the thing. You never know. Sometimes if somebody comments in the first hour long, it'll boost the video. And I got comments right away. So I was thinking, oh, this is a good sign. Yeah, she didn't do anything. So it's just, yeah, I got great. In fact, the vast majority of comments that have been on my channel since the beginning have been good. I mean, there's been a couple of people that have been kind of critical of things that I do, which is fine. That's fine. And there's been some nasty comments, but those are few and far between. I mean, I'm talking 0.01%. I mean, there's so many comments on this channel that have been nothing but nice to me. And even if they disagree, we have a conversation and it's usually kind of cool at the end, even if we disagree. And there's been some nasty comments over the years. But so that the comments being nice has never really been a problem. It's just the fact that for whatever reason, it just never caught on to the algorithm, and maybe it's because of the length. I got to be honest. I mean, not everybody's up for a 27-minute video about the Wes Anderson archive, or however long it was. It's pretty long. I know it was over 20 minutes. I can't remember exactly. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Like I said, I'm not bummed about it, but it did kind of put me in a mood of, well, what do I do now? So, like, I don't know if I'm going to do a video on the Errol Flynn collection. I mean, it's not going to get any views. What's the point? So, I want to make another movie. Yeah. Give writing a shot? Oh, hell yeah. You know me, though. I'm going to be biased and say writing is a good outlet. I mean, no question. No question it is. I loved writing Chuckleheads. I thought it was one of the best experiences. I mean, it was also a humbling experience, too. It made me realize how much work that things take. I mean, even the first draft that I was very proud of. And I would say it was more like a third draft because of how many times I rewrote things and changed things around. But even then, there were so many ideas that they came up with that were like, oh my God, yes, let's do that, you know? And it was a humbling experience, but it was also a great experience. Very collaborative, very cool. If she's such a lovely woman, then why don't you marry her then? Oh, wait, you did. Yeah, I did. Look, there have been many people over the years that have told me that I'm lucky because of my selection of woman. I'm not going to argue. She's amazing. And she's been amazing through so many different aspects of my crazy life. And put up with me. Yeah, she's amazing. Ready for a Rob podcast. Well, I mean, that's technically what this is, isn't it? I mean, kind of. I mean, there's been many people that have just called this podcast because it's just basically me talking. The thing is I really do enjoy having a conversation about things. But again, one of my biggest issues with that format is having to coordinate. I hate chasing people down. That's why I stopped doing interviews. I love doing interviews because it was like, okay, this week I'm doing nothing but focusing on this person, their life, and their story. And I want to know more. So I'm going to delve into it. And you could tell, like, there's a interview. It's one of my favorite interviews that I did with Joe Ockman, who's a voice actor. He did a voice in Red Dead Redemption 2, or I think either Red Dead Redemption or Red Dead Redemption 2. He did stuff for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He's done many anime, but then he also did. He had most recently, at the time, he did a voice for the first season of Star Wars Visions, which I thought was really cool. And it was just listening to him talk about his process and then me asking probing questions about his past and all that kind of stuff. You could tell that he appreciated that I did my research and that he appreciated the caliber of questions that I was asking. I wasn't just, what was it like to do this? You know what I mean? They were thoughtful. And again, there's nothing wrong with questions like that. But what I'm trying to say is it was a really fun conversation and I really enjoyed that one. I enjoyed, the director of that was Animal Crackers on Netflix. Scott Christian Sava. I really enjoyed that one. That one was a lot of fun too. There's just been so many. Of course, Yoshi and Miguel and dude, all the artists. Those were a lot of fun too. Even though I felt like I wasn't at my best on some of those, just because I was young, and I say young in my interviewing career, and I got better over time. It's like, what was important, I learned too late, I think, maybe, that it's not about the questions you want answered, it's what they want to talk about. And if it leads you down a certain path, you shouldn't be afraid to chase down what they're trying to get to. Because I think a lot of people, when they're good at their job, they want to talk about it. And they want to tell you the ins and outs and the good things and the bad things. And I love that. So it was really, really cool to talk to again, I feel like I got better. Anyway, So maybe, yeah, maybe a podcast would be a good idea. And that way you wouldn't have to see my ugly mug. And it wouldn't matter that I'm almost 50. Whew. One thing people forget about Thoreau is that people visited him often in his cabin. He wasn't isolated. I'm just saying maybe focus on you and shit like that, you know? No, I mean, you're right. And I think part of it is just knowing that, because it's not like it's a ton of pressure or anything, but I do feel pressure to, do reviews of timely things, maybe not the Errol Flynn collection, but also to, try to put stuff out that somebody like me would like to watch. So Freud and Jung mentioned dreams can help you retrieve information your conscious mind isn't aware of to help balance someone. Well, my problem is I don't really remember my dreams. Like almost ever. Like I will have a dream every now and then that I'll remember, and it'll be super vivid. And I've always thought that part of the reason that I don't remember my dreams, because I'm sure I dream, that I don't remember them is because in a weird way, to me, I feel like being creative, a lot of people don't have the outlet to be creative and to really use those faculties in their everyday life. And so dreams are a way for them to work some of that stuff out. But I'm pretty creative all the time, and I'm thinking creatively all the time. So maybe my brain doesn't need that. I don't know. Cuz the weird thing is, like, April will describe a dream that she's had, and it's like what the hell have you been smoking, well, I was walking by this thing and Jupiter came down from the sky, and I basically took a piece of it and I ate it, and it tasted like cotton candy. What? Meanwhile, mine is I go to the grocery store and I look at the back of a box and I go, huh, interesting. Put it back. Wake up. Like what? What is that? There's nothing fanciful or crazy or anything happening there. It was just like a slice of life. It's weird. I don't know. Take shrooms, like handfuls of them. Go out in that Texas desert and have a Young Guns type Uber trip. I'd rather go to the Texas desert, but I get you. Sorry. Had to take a little bit of acai vape on there. Oh, and that's another thing that kind of bums me out. I'm almost out of liquid. There's no more liquid. Turn on the fan. You should watch some of the Barbie movies. They good. There's a 20 movie collection I've been eyeing. I mean, hey, more for you. I'm an ordained minister with a Universal Life Church. Does that count? I mean, I'm sure it counts for something. I mean, yeah. I've done that multiple times to K-pop and found some hidden gems that I never would have streamed. Maybe someone has a used copy of the Wes Anderson collection. I would say that at this moment, it's still pretty new. Holy crap, I'm so far behind. A vision trip? I like the idea. As someone who has life-crippling depression, I totally get it. I've been in therapy hardcore for some time, and it can absolutely help if you have the right person to speak with. And that's the thing that kind of freaks me out a little bit is finding that person. But yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to try to get caught up some here. How did I say good day to you? Yes, I love writing. I love writing or bring my laptop to the park just to smash on the keyboard. I mean, look, all of those things will be done. I have done those things. When I was writing Chuckleheads, I went to parks. I went to all kinds of things. So I'm not averse. I don't have a problem doing those things. I just haven't done those things lately because I'm not in the process of writing yet. I'm not in that headspace. I feel like I need to be in that headspace to get down there and really start doing it. I agree with Justin. Giving yourself the gift of grace is one of the best things you can do. You've acknowledged your mental state is faulting and should talk to a professional. You're doing good in recognizing the problem. Yeah, I just need to do it, I think. Remind me at noon tomorrow to look into therapy. There we go. So tomorrow at noon, that's what I'm going to do. Tomorrow I'll be cooking pretty much all day, I think. Cooking some stuff. So I'm going to be home. So in before your router or ONT is busted. Mine broke a week or so ago and I got an enterprise router. No AI versions. No, I'm just kidding about AI. I used AI to crack and give me function to this paid feature that's already in the software. I love hearing repeated sounds like a YouTube poop. Best way to start writing is to write. Shocker, right? But instead of rushing right into fiction, start with reality first. Vent onto the page. Write a letter to someone you're pissed at. Don't send it. I've done those things. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not in the headspace for it yet. I'm not in the headspace. And I know there's going to be many writers that are like, well, if you have to wait for the right headspace, then you're not. I get it. But I'm not there yet. I know I'm not there yet. I'm not prepared for it. And I have things that I need to do first. Once I do those things, then we'll get into that. So, a fartist. Shozama, welcome. Good to see you. And Grim Rider, good to see you. At the movies in the commercials before Dracula. Oh, you're going to go see Dracula, huh? That's the Luc Besson version with the dude that was in one of the X-Men movies. I can't remember his name. I've used my own PC to train an AI model to my voice and then use it to inference. Turns out it's inference? Turns out it's a lot of work to do that since the vocals I feed it has to be clean AF quality and performance. I just spent 3 years making an album and was asked to go on a podcast to promote it. Last week, they had an AI musician on. I know. And Rufus says, and we all know Rufus is a fan of the AI, and I get it. There's nothing, again, it just feels like it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, I get it. Yeah, you can make that fictional character do crazy stuff. That's funny. Ha 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 ha. All right, now where's the meat? There's the good stuff. So I don't know. That's just me. But Rufus said, I love AI so much. I do rad shit. I know. And I agree with you. I think you do some rad shit. But the difference is I don't think you're sitting there going, oh, look, I'm an artist now. Like, I'm freaking Michelangelo over here because I can type in a prompt and have me standing next to whatever. I don't know. Maybe you are, but I don't see you doing that. What did I miss, Rob? Grim? It's been a rough week, man. First, my Yoda disintegrated. This is my Yoda puppet from the Blockbuster days. Back when episode 1 came out, I tried to pick it up to... I was going to do a thumbnail with him screaming. And it's hard and brittle and has been falling apart. And that bummed me out. And then my OBS broke and all kinds of things. Now that's why there's no graphics. There's no, I can't really control anything. Because I literally started this software as the stream was supposed to start. So it's been a weird night so far, but welcome. If I was a rock star, I would have had rage fit publicly to make a point, like smash a guitar on that show. And seventh, all of those things are absolutely true. But again, I'm not in the headspace. Just not in the headspace. Welcome, Sega Steve. Hey, I'm an artist. I worked at Subway for 5 months, which makes me a professional sandwich artist. That's right. That's right. Yes. It's different. It's different. The on update trick, the best way to do this is to move the flicker logic out of on init and into the on update tab of the scene or the player actor. Cool. I don't know what that means. But that's okay. I understand that you're excited about it, and you know what? I'm happy for you. It's good. It's good. I saw those stupid ass AI caricatures at work, and they were like, ooh, and eyeing about it. And I was just like, yeah. I made 1 or 5 or 7. And see, there's nothing wrong with that. But as long as you know, you're honest with yourself, and you're like, yeah, this was a fun thing to do. I'm not going to, I don't know. The fact of the matter is, there are legitimate reasons that AI could be an issue. There are many jobs that will be affected by AI making it even more into the workplace. I understand those things. Trivializing it by making Darth Vader dance the Macarena is one of those things that just kind of rubs it in, and it just kind of makes you go, yeah, I'm tired of it all, So I understand when people are really upset about it. So I always try to comment when I happen to see your video when I see it instantly, just to give you a boost, though I feel bad when they seem irrelevant. I technically made a movie before. Oh, I know. No, and I appreciate that. I mean, it is one of those things that the algorithm tends to look at is just engagement, right? Thumbs up, the comments and things like that. And what I try to do is I try to comment as quickly as I can, afterward, because that also boosts it, because it's positive engagement back to the viewer. And I think YouTube likes that. I could be completely wrong, but I try to reply anyway, not just for the algorithm, but because if you took the time, if anyone is taking the time to comment something helpful, something critical, or just, hey, I'm with you, I love this thing, then I should respond to it, because I like that myself. I like to know that my comment was read and appreciated. And I do the same thing to the people that comment, because that's how I am. Quid pro quo kind of thing, And it makes it more real too, to know that, hey, there's a guy here and that he's actually responding to comments. I think that's cool, but I mean, I don't know. I don't remember mine either. I find it fascinating that people have a dream journal or is able to record their dreams when they wake up. Like, huh? Yeah, I've never been that way. I've always, if I had a dream, it was either a nightmare or it was something so mundane and boring that, like, I think most people, when they try to tell someone else their dream, it is kind of like, that's boring, But mine are usually, the only time that I remember them is when I'm having trouble sleeping. And usually I have trouble getting to sleep, but once I'm asleep, I'm out. And I have there have been times where I get like super recovery time. I don't know what it is. I don't understand what makes this happen, but I will be like super dead to the world. But if I'm having trouble sleeping, I won't remember the dreams at all. Or I will remember dreams. Wait, did I say that backwards? You know what I mean? If I'm having trouble staying asleep, that's when I remember my dreams the most. Usually I'm like, when I'm out, and I don't remember anything because I've already gone past the REM stuff 4 hours later, and I wake up and it's different now. So I heard smoking can make it where you don't dream. I wonder if vaping does that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see why. I mean, I guess it's possible. See, now you got me curious. I can't show you this. Let's see. Nicotine use and dreaming. Nicotine use, particularly via 24-hour patches or vaping, significantly affects sleep and dreaming, often causing vivid, intense, or strange dreams and nightmares due to sleep fragmentation and altered brain chemistry. That sounds like bullshit. Because that's never happened to me. Never. Nicotine patches help lucid dreaming. See, a bunch of this stuff is like when you read stuff from Truth Initiative and stuff like that, they're freaking anything they can to demonize vaping, they will. I'm just trying to look for an actual study. Like from an actual National Institutes of Health. Combined with previous animal studies, transdermally delivered nicotine blocks. Current results are not. Dream reports containing visual imagery ratings, and the number of visual. What? This is terrible. Okay, I don't know. I don't think so, because I've been smoking for since I was 18. That's when I started smoking. I was already not remembering my dreams before that. And my first cigarette was when I was 18. So I just don't see that. I mean, it's definitely possible. I mean, here's the thing. I will 100% admit that there have been no 50-year studies of, how vaping affects a body. But all I can say is I've been vaping for 12 years now and have had absolutely no side effects other than the occasional dryness. But that's because of the VG. The VG kind of dries you out. So if you vape a lot and it's cold, it's been cold outside, yeah. I'm going to have some dry hands. That's it. I mean, like, okay, I've had some dry hands before. Like right now, my hands are kind of dry because it's starting to warm up. But you know what I mean? It's like, that's whatever. Like I've heard all these, popcorn lung. Okay, I vape like a crazy man some days. And have never had an issue. Never had an issue. So when I see an actual study, I will look into it. There was actually one of the videos that Grim Green, not Grim Raider now. Grim Raider is a different person than Grim Green. Grim Green has a vape YouTube channel. He did a video recently about the effects of VG and PG on the lungs, and that there are some things that happen, right? No one has said that this is a risk-free. I never said this was a risk-free thing that I'm doing. But what it kind of points out is that here are the benefits, or here is what VG does to your lungs. Say, this is what inhaling VG does. But this is what inhaling burning cigarette smoke does. You know what I mean? And it's like, basically it's pointing out that there are levels to harm reduction, right? Is what this is. This is harm reduction. I vape so I don't smoke, because I guarantee you, if I wasn't vaping, I'd still be smoking. So to me, it's harm reduction. But anyway, You didn't ask about that, so I'll just move on. I've had mundane dreams before, and I wake up thinking, what was that? How boring. I know. I've always been that way. If Jupiter tastes like cotton candy, would you eat the moon if it were made of barbecue spare ribs? I mean, I know I would, and I'm pretty sure Harry Carey would too. Don't jerk me around, doctor. It's a simple question. I love that's one of my favorites. It's so funny, and Jeff Goldblum is so funny in that too. I saw your eyes shake when you said more for me. Just saying. Not everything is for everyone. Just like, I'll be honest with you, most K-pop I've heard, not for me. That's fine. More for you. Less for me. I'll take my, borderline autistic electronic music. That's what I like. So I've actually thought about doing an Order 42 playlist of some of my favorite electronic music. Because I use it for multiple purposes. Sometimes it's just for like when I'm trying to do graphics and I just need something going on, but I don't want to focus on it. So I listen to things that I've already know. And I can engage with it kind of somewhat, but it's not going to take my attention away from what I'm doing graphically. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? New music, I usually can't do that with because I'm constantly trying to engage with it mentally. So anyway, I also use it when I'm hiking. There are some songs that are basically good hiking songs. So anyway, I was wondering if anybody would be interested in hearing those. I wish I could do a commentary, but unfortunately YouTube would just block it. So Cosma, did I say hi to you earlier? I hope I did, and I appreciate you always being here. It's good to see you. And no, I don't know if the moon is made out of cheese. I'm just saying. I don't know. And Chris, welcome. What are you cooking tomorrow? It's basically different chicken stuff. I'm cooking it's kind of like a shredded chicken, like taco shredded chicken stuff, and it's for April makes salads with it. I make burritos out of it, but it's something that I can make, and it's something we both like. And then I'm also, if I have time, I don't know if I'm gonna have time, I'm gonna try to make my another batch of chicken and dumplings because I still have one package of biscuits left. And I think it goes bad next week. So I kind of have to make it before that. So I'm either going to make it tomorrow or Thursday. So if I can make them both tomorrow, great. If not, no big deal. So anyway, that's what I'm making. Not that interesting. Really enjoying something. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Grim, I watched the first episode 2 days ago, thinking, I'm just going to watch the first episode, see if it's any good. I watched all 4 that were available. The next one is on coming up this Sunday. What a great show. And I love it. What's weird is it makes me feel like it's the first of the Game of Thrones-ish shows where I feel like it's more for me. I love House of the Dragon. I really enjoyed Game of Thrones. I wouldn't say I loved it. But there's a lot in this show that I really like. So yeah. I'm enjoying it. Writing can be hard. Just Justin, by the way. Writing can be hard, and I agree that you need to be in the right headspace. I have 3 projects I need to write, but I'm not ready to tackle them. Makes a lot of sense. I need a writing partner. Yeah, it's not so much that I need a writing, at least not yet. But I have somebody who's been my constant. It's almost like Stephen King, my constant reader. Someone who's read multiples of my drafts and things like that, that I've always bounced ideas off of. I told Billy I was doing it, and he said, "Hey, I just finished up a draft. You want to send it to him?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Send it to him, and then we got a bunch of good feedback, and we made more changes. So, he's kind of my guy, you know. But at the same time, doesn't mean that he's got to be the only one. It's just at this point, I know that I need some time to get in the right headspace for it. So, if you ever want to talk writing, by the way, hit me up, Derek. I appreciate it. Again, at this point, not writing at all. So we'll see what happens. I'm proud of what it teaches me. I'm not proud of what it generates, but if it makes me an image and I convert that into a Game Boy game parts, I still feel the same level of pride as using an asset pack. And Rufus, like I said, it's, you know what I'm saying. It's more about the arrogance of like, oh, I'm an artist now. No. You typed in words. And does that take skill and practice? Yes, absolutely. But say I'm an AI image generator guy, not I'm an artist. There's a big difference between somebody who puts pen to paper, chalk to whatever, paint to canvas. There's a big difference. A big difference. Or even digital art. That is art as well. Typing in prompts is not art. I was almost going to say if you're not dirty at the end, then it's not art, but that's not true for digital art. So, but you know what I mean? There's a big difference. And I think they know that as well as we all do. I'm just a human sandwich. Tasty too. Got a little bit of that club action going on, because you know, I'm of the mind that bacon makes everything taste better. You should play the lottery on Friday the 13th this week. Your luck is about to change. That's a good call. You never know. You never know. Headspace wise, I think it's being able to work on writing to where it still leads to improvement and not necessarily being in a Zen-like state. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that there was a lot of Chuckleheads that was definitely written in a, I got to get more done. And then what I would do, and it's funny because I've learned tips and tricks from these guys that have been writing for years, bestsellers. And they have said some of the things that I'd already been doing. And it just felt like the natural thing to do. It's like, hey, I'm going to read what I read yesterday to start with, because I'll get in the headspace of, oh, well, that needs to be fixed. Oh, that needs to be fixed. And then when I get to the end of it, oh, I know what's next. And then you can, it almost like primes you to get back into that groove again. And it's something that they said. And I'm like, yeah, that's really kind of cool that you mentioned it like that as a thing to do, because that's what I was already doing. I think that was kind of neat. But yeah, you're right. It's not all, oh, I'm inspired by the muse. Sometimes it's a workman kind of thing. And I understand that. Some of my best writing came from extreme chaotic days where I channeled the energy into writing. Sorry, I wasn't meaning to come across as one note or pushy. It's the nature of the format, including the character limit. No, Seventh, no. It's more of like I said, I know what I'm starting to realize, especially like in the last couple of days, is that I probably should have started therapy about a month ago or 2 ago. And I let it ride a little too long, and now I'm getting like I'm right on that verge a lot of times of just wanting to break down. It's a weird space, man. And it's not like, and the weird thing is, it's not that I'm like super sad. It's more of just like everything together. And it's just there's so much, to deal with. And I think that's the hard part. So no, I just feel like I recognized it too late. It's never too late. I take that back. But I recognized it that I should have been doing it earlier. Like I probably should have been going to meetings for like the last month or two, maybe. And it wasn't like it was the holidays that did it or anything like that. It was just it just feels like I should have been, you know what? I'm gonna go and do this. It may do nothing for me, but I probably need to, there's probably things I need to talk through. So AI is definitely useful. It uses a search engine 2.0. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. There are things that AI has done for me, Chat GPT type stuff, where it's just trying to find an answer for something, you know, and I don't think there's anything wrong for using it for research or using it for just knowledge gathering or collating or anything like that. And I think that's one of the things that AI is going to be super, super helpful, maybe to the human race, is being able to collate data in a way that makes it easier to comb through. But again, it's the willingness to throw away human ingenuity because it's easier, or human like passion. And you know what I mean? That's where I think we could get into some trouble. But like I said, I think most of us kind of agree on that. I would love to have someone explain to me I don't know. It seems like everything I hear is either oh, look at this cool thing I did, or it's okay, we're all going to die. And it's like, okay, is there somewhere in between where there's like, hey, it could be useful for this, you know? I don't know. I got interviewed on a podcast regarding dreams, and I felt so silly because I barely had anything to say. Bad guest. I hate writing because in elementary I had to write pages saying I will not misbehave in class. Oh my gosh. I had to do the same. But I love to read. I think reading is, man, I love it. I love it. I love you guys. This is like my poker night. You guys are the only thing grounding me weekly. I appreciate you all so very much. Rufus, we appreciate you as well. For sure. As someone who used to smoke a lot, I've had interesting dreams while smoking and not smoking. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that there's not a possibility of, but it's like, there seems to be a lack of correlation on that data, but. Rob, despite you saying you don't remember your dreams, you've never taken a supplement that affects the intensity or vividness of your dreams, like, for example, 5-HTP. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. Never heard of that. I will say, okay. Oh, you want to hear? When I was on, well, I've talked about this before, but when I was on Dilaudid, and what's the one right under it? There's one right under it. Man, when I was on those, KP Senti, there were no farts. This is a weird thing to mention because nobody asked, but I'm not really a farter. If I do, it's because of something specific that I ate. I typically don't fart that much. But when I do, it's a constant. Trust me, I would be like, okay, I need to leave the room, guys, because holy crap. No. I used to take melatonin regularly. I would have the most vivid dreams. That's what I heard. I've heard about melatonin, which is one of those things where I'm like, man, and plus I already take one medication weekly and 2 medications daily. And it's just like, I hate taking pills. So I don't want more, you know, I really don't. So if I can try to find a more natural way to do it, you know, maybe do some push-ups or something. What's up, big dog? Sending love from Riverside, California. Sick Manuel or Manuel. I saw Manuel as in like a manual at first. I thought that was an A, not an E. Sick Manuel. Good to see you. Welcome. Uh, smoke some wax. I mean, see, here's the thing. I've done that stuff, and it's not my thing. It's just not my thing. Especially these days where I feel like anytime that I'm spending doing absolutely nothing, it feels. I mean, here's the thing. If I had the ability to try maybe some different strains, maybe not the indica, but maybe the sativa, possibly, that might be a better option for me. Something not so put your ass in the couch and hey, you sit there for 3 hours and just stare and just basically with your mouth open and just stare for 3 hours, because that's what that crap does. And it's too much. And I don't have the time to do that. So, yeah. Electronic music. Do you like the Blade theme song? Now, which one? Are you talking about during the rave at the beginning or the end credits? Because I like both of those songs. In fact, I might have those songs. No, this is a lot of it is man, it's stuff that probably not a whole lot of people have heard before, and if they have, it's not like super popular stuff. I say that, but there's some Daft Punk in there. Of course, there's Sick Manuel saying that. Yeah. There's some Daft Punk in there, but not like Around the World or Bigger, Stronger, Faster, Better, whatever that song is called. Nothing like that. It's more of the like stuff from Tron Legacy, or where it's more instrumental. And I can't remember. There's a song that I really, really like off of Random Access Memories, and I can't remember the name of it. But there's one song there I really like. But anyway, yeah. I mean, seriously, some of my favorite electronic music is Aphex Twin. And it seriously to me is like this is for ADHD people because it's so, I can't play it. I can't play this. But I just want to see if yeah. Oh, yeah. Can I click to copy link? Okay, well here you go. Yeah. And some people might have heard this before, but like I hear that and I go, "Oh hell yeah." I love that kind of music. Sometimes it's more chill. And there's definitely a lot of chill in mine. And why are you in bright mode? You're supposed to be in night mode, you jack ass. Thank you. Much better. Anyway, Boards of Canada. When you say you're not in the headspace to start writing, I say it's like double dutch. You're standing on the outside looking for an entry point as if the ropes will hurt you. Just step in, it'll be okay. I mean, Sega Steve, you're not wrong, but I'm still not ready for that. I just don't want to. I don't want, okay. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just that I don't want to yet. But it's kind of like, I don't want to get that ball rolling until I feel better headspace wise. Because again, like I said, I told April yesterday, I was like, I think I may need to go to therapy. Because I'm just not feeling right. I'm not feeling creative. I'm having moments where I feel creative, but a lot of it it's different. It's different. It's just different. But I totally get what you're saying, and I agree with you. I know that a writer, they get up in the morning and they're like, oh man, I didn't sleep well. I got a little crick in my neck. I just kind of want to lay back and just not. Nope, get in there and do it. I get it. You do the thing. You do the thing. I get that. I'm just not ready yet. There's ways around that for commentary. Not sure what you're talking about. Boards of Canada legendary status. You did say hi. Well, good. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did, Cosma. I hope you're doing okay. Love them so much. I managed to find their manager contact and got a response from Boards of Canada. Okay. Using Adobe Illustrator to make art makes me feel like I'm cheating. I still created something, but it still doesn't feel the same compared to drawing or painting something. Yeah, but I still, well, I mean. So if someone who just types words isn't an artist, does that make writers just mimeograph machines? I mean, I see what you're getting at, but it's not the same. You know, and everybody else, that's a use of a lack of using the right words, maybe. You typing a couple of sentences to create a scene that looks like it was shot with multiple cameras and all. I mean, come on. There's a big difference in creating a scene. It's just completely different than saying, I want to see Darth Vader do the Macarena. There's a big difference. I mean, I see what you're getting at, but it's not the same. And I can also, here's the thing, I've been saying this for years about AI, is that when you listen to how AI comes up with stuff, you know, that it's taking things from multiple sources and basically assimilating them into and spitting them out into a new thing that is dictated by the user, right? In a weird way, that is the way that our brains work. We assimilate things that we like, and if you're creative and you create something, it could be just an amalgamation of things that you've seen and things that you've liked. In a weird kind of way, this story that I'm writing could be looked at that way. There might be someone that says, oh, you just used AI to say, I would like this mixed with this and this and this and this, and it came up with this. And I'd be like, I mean, I get how you're saying that, but no. So it's still different. It's still different. So I don't think using Adobe Illustrator is that bad. But what's weird is the thing is the way that AI works is very, very interesting. But if you said, even if they said, hey, I'm an AI artist, I'd go, well, at least you're qualifying it. You know, at least you're qualifying that you're using a tool to create something. Sure, you may have not done all the work to get there, but I mean, at least you're saying you're an AI artist. You're saying it correctly. But it's you get what I'm saying. There's a big difference between Michelangelo and a dude going, hey, create a mural of Cleopatra reaching out to James McAvoy in a fresco style. It spits it out and then you go, oh, look at me, I'm an artist. I mean, it's a big difference. I remember waiting so long for Tomorrow's Harvest to come out. It felt like forever since their last album. That was 2013. I knew nothing about waiting. I don't know who Boards of Canada is. There are levels to it. You can use AI as a great tool for creation, but if you aren't already a creative, it allows you to look like you are. So it's very strange. It took the gate away from so many pursuits. I honestly feel like it did more for small business than Amazon. I mean, and that's true. It's true. And I mean, like, here's the thing. I haven't said this, But I actually thought maybe I could use AI to do storyboards and get ideas for camera placement and all that kind of stuff. But then I'd be like, no, I'll just draw it. I'm going to draw crappy, but that's what I would do. And now don't have use for that, at least not right now. But yeah. Yeah, okay, y'all are still talking about Boards of Canada. Why do something in the moment interesting? Did you recently shave looking clean? Me? I shaved yesterday. It's already... Can't hear that. Melatonin is some cheating stuff. Really? Rob's got an old pen he sits on. How did you know? And Grim Raider, yes, the Dunkin' Donuts Super Bowl commercial was probably the commercial of the night. I really enjoyed it. Since I'm almost caught up, I just want to real quick. I want to mention the three things that I took away from the Super Bowl trailers, and mostly it's trailers. Come on, it's movie trailers. First up, Project Hail Mary, man. Project Hail Mary looks so freaking good. And this is a situation where I have read the story. I know basically what's going to happen. I mean, at least I know what the story's that it's based on. It looks so different than how I'd pictured things, but I really, really think that the emotion of the story is really going to resonate, and this could be a huge movie. Like, it really could be done well, and Ryan Gosling is absolutely perfect for that part. I'm very excited for that one. Like, that is the first movie that I'm like, I got to see this, you know? So, Project Hail Mary, holy crap. Then Disclosure Day. It's weird because it has the look to me of somewhere in between Minority Report and like Munich as far as the visual style, but it's the subject matter is really cool and really interesting. Spielberg's big on aliens. He has been his entire life. Of course, Close Encounters is probably the closest to, you know, to disclosure as we've ever gotten, because he was using so many, you know, reports from people of the day like Jacques Vallée and J. Allen Hynek, and maybe some actual stories in there that some of that stuff was based on. So it was very cool. Disclosure Day, and again, Emily Blunt and Josh O'Connor. Is that right? I think it's Josh O'Connor, who was in Wake Up Dead Man recently. Holy crap. Holy crap. I mean, Josh O'Connor, he completely blew me away in Wake Up Dead Man. He was so good in that seeing him in a Spielberg movie is like awesome. I'm really excited for that movie. Really excited for Disclosure Day. I think it looks great. It's gonna be interesting though. It may be one of those movies that just like not a whole lot of people will gravitate to, but man, I'm pumped. But then there's the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. And it really wasn't a trailer. It was basically just a Super Bowl commercial. Because it's basically the Mandalorian and Grogu in sort of the style of the old Budweiser Clydesdale commercials, right? Now, I mean, you guys can have your opinion on it. There's some people that have had a very positive response to this. There are people that have had a very negative response to this. I feel, in my opinion, it's more of a missed opportunity. And one of the ones that really, I mean, to me, hit the nail on the head was I watched Star Wars Explains video on it. Honestly, have been watching a whole lot of their videos lately just because I'm kind of Star Wars'd out. But I was kind of curious, is like, was he going to have a positive response to this or negative, or where's he going to be? His was very measured, very in the middle. One of the things that he wished that they had done is Okay, that's obviously like a Clydesdale, Budweiser, Clydesdale, the very famous Clydesdale commercial, right? That they're parodying. Why not do that multiple times throughout the night with different products? Like you think it's a DoorDash ad, but it's really, Mandalorian Grogu, you know? Or there's a whatever ad, and do that multiple times throughout the night just to keep the thing in their head, and they go, "Oh, this is fun." And it kind of sets the stage that this movie is just going to be a fun time at the theater, right? Another opinion was with John Campea, who was very angry about it, and more of just why wouldn't you follow that up with an actual trailer? And then there's people that are saying that, hey man, people are talking about it, so who cares? Like, who cares? Like, people are talking about it. Like, but it's like, yeah, but I don't know if that's enough. It's weird because it feels like they're kind of expecting people to go, oh, Star Wars, let's go to the theater. That they think that that's what the public is like. But the problem is they're already like if it was a baseball game or a basketball game or football game or any kind of game where there's scores involved, they're behind right now. They have to do the extra work to get people really interested in this again. Because Star Wars is not in a great place right now. Like, I mean, I'm talking about, like, in general, the movie going, and who knows, I could be completely wrong and it might open to a crazy amount of money. But I feel like that was an opportunity that you could have shown something really cool from the movie. Or at least, again, done something like that where there was multiple spots throughout the night that kind of get people in the mindset, oh, this is going to be cool. This is going to be fun. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird because people were expecting to see something from it, and it's just like, but here's the thing that I want to say kind of in general is that The Mandalorian and Grogu, I have to be honest. It looks like the ceiling of that movie is fine. Like, that's the best it can get. Is that you come out going, yeah, that wasn't so bad. But I don't want that from Star Wars. We've had that with Star Wars multiple times. I want Star Wars to kick my butt and go, holy crap, that was awesome. Like, I always explain this, but The Dark Knight, man, when I was in the theater watching The Dark Knight, it's setting up the whole, basically the Joker trying to take out Harvey Dent. It starts with the cop coming up to the window and, hey, you guys can't be here. And then the Joker coming out of nowhere and with a shotgun blast. And then it cuts immediately. And then you hear that drone, that Joker drone. You know what I mean? And then this happens. And then this happens. And then slaughter is the best medicine. And the thing opens and I mean, come on, dude. That whole sequence. Now, some of it doesn't make sense. Right? We've seen this. Oh, there are problems. You can see the jet from under the truck when it flips over and all that. But dude, come on. That is one of the most extended sequences of awesome in any movie ever. Like, starting there all the way up until Gary Oldman pops up. It's awesome. And it's an extended, it's just, it's so good. I have watched that sequence so many times just because of, it gets you pumped, man. When he pushes the button and the computer says goodbye and it pops out and he's riding that bat pod. And then at that moment, that Hans Zimmer score comes in and starts pumping. Dude, I was seriously almost coming out of my chair opening night going, this is so good. Why can't we have that with Star Wars? Why can't we have stuff with Star Wars that just blows your socks off? I don't want middle of the road anymore. Life's too short for middle of the road, man. Give us some cool stuff. Keep your, and I'm not saying that this is always the case, but like, come on. Let's focus on some really fun, awesome stuff. I mean, if you're going to go that route with a roller coaster type ride, do it. Go for it. You know what? I felt that same feeling in all kinds of movies. And I'm talking about, it's almost where your heart skips a beat because it's like, oh, that was so cool. There's so many movies that have done that for me. I chase that, It's been a long time since I felt that in Star Wars. I mean, honestly, the last time I felt it was in Andor. But even with that, it was a lesser, If I was in a theater watching some of that, it'd be pretty cool. But I'm just saying, it just feels so weird, man. Mandalorian and Grogu just feels like it's just going to be, again, the ceiling is fine. I don't want the ceiling to be fine. I want to go, I am so excited. I have no idea what I'm going to see. In a weird kind of way, I like that. I like the fact that we don't know a whole lot about what the movie's going to be. But we kind of know what the movie's going to be, right? I don't know. So I'm up in the air about it. I would say that if you looked at the scale of Mandalorian and Grogu Super Bowl commercial, what do you think? I would be I'm more negative. But I'm not so negative that I think it's just a terrible idea. I just feel like it was a missed opportunity and they could have done more and it would have been more impactful. I feel like the impact wasn't there because there wasn't a real trailer to back it up. You could have done it multiple times to keep, anyway. So that's my thoughts on it. Grow your own. It's way more mellow. Yeah, it's illegal in this state, Yeah, I do have an old pen, but if you don't smoke, that sounds funny. Dab pen he doesn't use but keeps around. Yeah, I don't even know why I have it. Chuma89, welcome. Wax sucks. Normal flower is best. If you can't handle indica, drink some coffee. I drink coffee. Drink some coffee along with the indica? Is that what you're saying? Blade theme song, right in the beginning. Great song. Oh yeah, the yep. ATB, Paul Oakenfold. I like some of that stuff. But see, like, I like and maybe not all of it is unknown to people who are also in the into electronic stuff. But like there's some, let's see. Lemongrass, Röyksopp, Ulrich Schnauz. There's some let's see. Abacus. Allison, where's some Deadmau5? Tycho, more Allison. Yeah. That's just some of the stuff. I was never a big fan of the Prodigy. Their stuff wasn't as, I don't know. I thought Horizon from Ram is pretty good, but wasn't available in the USA. Can you sing it for us? Oh, yeah. There's no way to sing Monkey Drummer. Hell no. Remember that in the Bible, God spoke the universe into existence. Shocking, akin to typing one sentence into an AI prompt brings something into existence. Boards of Canada is on the same label label is Aphex Twin. I want to say they're a similar year, so opposite. They do IDM, ambient, trip hop, and such. Okay. I might have to check them out then. Disclosure Day will be interesting. And Elway2K said, looking forward to the adventures of Cliff Booth. The Cliff Booth thing was, again, I just picked the top 3. But yeah, the Cliff Booth thing is interesting. But I'm kind of, is it weird that I'm kind of bummed out that it's going to Netflix? Like, man, it's like, why is this not on? I don't know. Hopefully it's so good that they're like, we got to put this in the theater. Hopefully. I didn't hate the Mando commercial. I just thought they were going to do more riffs and satires and more commercials, not just the Budweiser. Yes. Yeah. Yes. These movies can't touch The Dark Knight. New Batman was meh. The Riddler nerd villain was pretty lame. I mean, I can see that, especially when you're comparing it to the Nolan stuff. I think what I liked about the Batman in general is it felt even more grounded than the Nolans to me. I mean, I'm trying to think. There was nothing that made me go, yeah, this couldn't happen. Like the Batman, The Dark Knight and all that stuff. I mean, there's some stuff in there that's kind of like, I don't know about that. But I actually like the Batman, the new Batman, and dude, the Penguin. God, that freaking show was great. Fun, awesome art doesn't always mean franchisable dollars, and money means more than art. Never forget that. Well, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, and that's the thing is like, it's always the thing that's, I wouldn't say shocked me, but it was always something really interesting to me about Hollywood, is that it literally is the difference between, or the combination of art and product. It's turning art into a product. And with the right combination of the right things, you can make something really amazing. It's just so funny. It's like you can make, we've talked about this how many times? Is that part of the reason why adventures, talk about a ceiling for success, is because we didn't do any marketing for it. Now, that's something that we all didn't really know. We didn't, you know what I mean? We didn't think about that. And it's like, whatever your budget is, half of that should be marketing. You got to plan on throwing a lot of dollars at getting eyes on it, because it doesn't matter if you made the greatest thing on earth. If no one knows about it, it's not going to do anything. And that's another thing why people keep talking about this Iron Lung thing is, oh my God, it's such a win for independent cinema. I mean, yeah, but not every filmmaker has 58 million subs on YouTube that they can easily make a video and go, hey, maybe you should go see this and help support what I'm doing. And I'm doing this cool thing and maybe you'd like it. I mean, it's tailor-made for that audience. Yeah, of course, it's going to make some money. Even then, it's only made, what, $31 million? I mean, it's still an incredible success. An incredible success. But even there, 58 million people subscribed to him, and yet $31 million. That isn't 31 million people that went and saw it. That's a lot fewer people. And that's with 58 million subs. So just imagine if you put the kind of the marketing dollars behind Adventures. We only had, at the time, about 160,000 subs? 150,000? Imagine if they had put out the word and put together a really kick-ass trailer, funny trailer, and said, hey, now available on whatever they wanted to push, Amazon or Tubi or whatever, right? But that's the thing. Marketing is part of it. And it's just really funny. Art, every piece of art It's literally the whole, if a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, does it actually make a sound? Yeah. It's like, we made a movie, but did we? Like, so few people saw it. Did we actually make a movie? You know what I mean? It's just one of those. I mean, of course we did, but get what I'm saying? They could have done a spoof of the Apple 84 commercial with a lady running up and throwing the hammer, directed by Ridley Scott, by the way. Yeah, I would have loved. I mean, the whole idea, the execution of it, the idea of it is good. It's having fun with the idea of taking Star Wars and or taking a classic piece of marketing and throwing them into it would have been really interesting and fun. But it just feels like it just wasn't enough. Wow, man, everything is so sensitive. This mic is really sensitive, and the filters that I use on OBS are really good. You can't hear most of this stuff. That's another thing, man. I hope that this restoration works because I don't want to have to rebuild all that. Anyway, the Oner in True Detective was rad. Which Oner? I mean, I'm sure there are Oners in True Detective. I just don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen. Because I watched all the seasons. But I can't remember how the second season, the one with Colin Farrell, I can't remember how that ends. But I have the first season on Blu-ray. It's great. The third season with Mahershala Ali, that's a great one. And I love the Jodie Foster one because it's Jodie Foster. I mean, come on. I just don't care for Mando, excuse me, or Grogu. I mean, I get that, and that's fine. But it's still like, I just want Kick-Ass. I want Kick-Ass back. Bring back the Kick-Ass. Like, I feel like Project Hail Mary has the potential to be the Kick-Ass. I don't know. Project Hail Mary is good to be good, man. And I'll say it again. I know people don't. I mean, there's a lot of people that just didn't like James Gunn's Superman, but I'm telling you, the story that Supergirl was based on, The Woman of Tomorrow, the graphic novel, is so freaking good. I was so impressed with it that it's got me so excited to see that movie, just to see how they're going to put that story together and basically make it a thing. And there were things that I recognized in the trailer, and I was like, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be real fun. I hope it's as good as I hope it's as good as I hope it is. That's almost like a paradox. What I'm trying to say is the potential of that being one of, like, possibly could be one of my favorite movies of the year based on if they can nail the story. That one has it. So I'm excited. They should have come out with that movie years ago. I mean, you're not wrong, Derek. Mandalorian should have been a long time ago. Long time. PP pressure. Come play my game. I'll test you. What? The Prodigy Breathe music video and song is one of my favorite music videos. Yeah, and I mean, that's the song that I always think of with the Prodigy, and it's fine, but it's just not, I can't remember the song, but I'll tell you, one of my favorite soundtracks was the Wipeout Excel soundtrack, because it had all kinds of stuff on there, and a lot of that stuff was up my alley. I also liked, does anybody remember the show Amp on MTV? Loved those two. In fact, don't I have those? Oh, I see the first one. There. Amp with the cartoon Plug. Anybody remember that show? And it was all electronic music. Oh, I loved it. So I would be interested in seeing more of that of the Joker that was at the end of the Batman. Johnny, I mean, yes, Barry Keegan or Keoghan. I think it's Keegan, right? I don't know exactly how to pronounce. Yes, I like him. I like him as an actor, and I mean, it's definitely possible. There's a part of me that's kind of like, as much as I love the Joker, I don't know what else you can do with the Joker. And I kind of wish they would focus on other characters right now. Just because, man, talk about a long shadow that Heath Ledger's Joker casts. You know what I mean? Like to get out from underneath that shadow and do something really interesting and new. I don't know. I mean, he has that potential, of course, but I don't know. I just watched that again last night. The Family OG, welcome. If you're talking about the Batman, yeah, yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's fun. I think it's a fun one. Is it perfect? No, it's not my perfect Batman, but I still really enjoyed the take. I enjoyed the really super grounded take on it. I enjoyed the grittiness of it, and I enjoyed that this isn't a 100%. I mean, I guess you could argue that no Batman has ever been 100% like okay mentally, but this one seems really broken. And I like that. I like the fact that he's finding himself as everyone else is, kind of. You know what I mean? I think that's cool. Knowing the avenue of electronic music you like, I'm interested to know what you think of Boards of Canada. It's a trip, like a sun-hazed recollection of memories you've never had. Okay. Hold, please. That's the see, and look, I get it when people say, uh, "Oh man, Apple, blah blah blah." I get it. I wonder if I've heard some of these songs. Uh, you know what? I'm just gonna put Tomorrow's Harvest in my library and go from there. I love the fact that I can just add an album to my library and listen to it. It's cool. I think it's cool. No ads. Love it. Ryan Gosling will save Star Wars. I mean, I hope so. Because Starfighter looks great. But so many, I think if you're a pretty big Star Wars fan, you're already looking forward to that. And you're kind of writing Mandalorian and Grogu off. I don't want to write anything off. But as I said, there's a lot. Star Wars is a whole universe of ideas and stories that you can do. And not every single idea and story has to appeal to you. But for the longest time, it seems like they've been stuck on this, oh, let's just let it be a thing. And unfortunately, Dave Filoni kind of is in that same mindset of it's got to be a certain thing. And it can't be like, why can't we have a more of a serious take, bounty hunters, the crime element of Star Wars or whatever, and make it badass? Why can't you? Gosh, you could literally have a noir type story where I mean, it could be the Empire, somebody from the Empire chasing down. It literally could be like a noir thing where you can't tell if anybody's good. Like, is anyone in this story actual good person? Or is it all, I mean, that could be really, really interesting. Somebody that works for the you know, I was gonna say the Imperial Bureau, but that's more like the they're kind of like the FBI. I don't know, like some agent who works for the Empire, and he's one of those. And here's a trope that I don't want to see anymore. It's the bad guy turned good, but it would be interesting to have that one in the middle, he's like, I'm not super proud of what I see the Empire doing, but they pay my bills. You know what I mean? And so he's a cop basically, and he's got to find out this thing. I mean, come on, man. Why not go that route? Why not try that and make it something cool? I don't know. I'm with you on True Detective season 3 with Mahershala Ali and Blade's very own Steven Dorff. Oh yeah, Steven Dorff really dug that season. Yeah, I really liked it too. I mean, I still think the first one's the best, but even the last one with Jodie Foster and Christopher. He was Doctor Who. He's been in so many things. Christopher. Christopher. I like that one. I was talking about Adventures in Game Chasing. Oh, Family OG. Good. I thought you were talking about that. I was, but I'm all over the place, man. I'm all over the place, and sometimes by the time that I get to your comment that you made, I've already moved past it in my head, so I've already forgotten what I've talked about. So it's just, man, it's a nature of a guy who talks too much. So it's what happens sometimes. But I appreciate when people appreciate what we've done, you know, the kind of work that we did, and yeah, that means a lot. Star Wars was going to keep with the Kennedy formula, put a chick in it. See, that's one of those things where, in my opinion, all overblown. We're going to see, aren't we? We're going to see. Is it going to change under the leadership of Dave Filoni and Linwin? Can't remember her name. We're going to see. The new regime is here. It's going to take probably 2 years, because Starfighter was being worked on way before they got involved. Now, they were involved probably in high positions under Kathleen Kennedy, and possibly took some of the reins away from her while these things were being filmed. But it's going to be a year and a half, 2 years before we see the real impact that Filoni and the lady, it's mostly Dave Filoni though, that we're going to be focusing on, right? We're going to see the impact, and we're going to see who's correct. I have the feeling that Lucasfilm has always had a tighter leash than Marvel has. And that I don't think every mistake made with Lucasfilm lies solely on Kathleen Kennedy's plate. Sure, she might have had a part in things, but to blame her repeatedly for everything, I don't buy it. There's too many other people involved. I mean, again, I go back to before the first season of Mandalorian, right? And this is before, I think at that point, yeah, at that point we were in trouble, right? Star Wars community and stuff. Before the Mandalorian came out. And I saw an interview with Bob Iger on StarWars.com or on the Star Wars YouTube, and how involved he was in every single decision. And one of the things that he said was, I made changes to multiple episodes of The Mandalorian, and then I watched the new version to ensure that they took my comments into account, which means they were probably very, 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 very involved from the beginning. There were decisions made that there were ideas from on high that had to be implemented into these movies. There are things that don't quite fit, and you're like, why is that here? And we don't know where those ideas came from. I think a lot of the problems with the Disney era is that there was a lot of middling from those on high, from Disney, that it wasn't on all Kathleen Kennedy. Again, we also have to remember that there were some good things that came out of Disney Star Wars. You know, not everything was terrible. So, You have to give her credit as much for the good things as you give her shit for the bad things, you know? And to me, it pretty much, from a Disney point of view, I've said it before, I'll say it again. 4 movies that made over $1 billion means they pretty much, well, they didn't quite pay for Star Wars, but they almost broke even with Star Wars in just a few years. At the cost of what? Yeah, fan love and all that kind of stuff. It didn't all work. But the thing is like I said, I just don't think it's all her fault. I think some of it is absolutely her fault. But you have to be honest and look at things and go, I'm pretty sure that some of that stuff came from Papa Iger. So, Steven Dorff and Blade, what a great villain. He was fun. I mean, he's a little too over the top for me, but I still like it. Deacon Frost, hell yeah. That actor who played the sweet kid from True Detective Season 4 is doing an awesome job playing the very non-sweet a-hole in Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Oh, wow, really? I didn't even realize that was him. That's awesome. Family OG. Yeah, I love the Game Chasers and all the stuff you've all done. Oh, well, thank you, man. I mean, again, we tried. We tried to make stuff that people would like, you know, and that's it. I mean, that's really it. And that's when, I mean, I got involved. I mean, I literally got involved 2 months before filming started. So I wasn't there with the writing and all that kind of stuff of that, but we were in the process of writing the next one and pretty much got it to a point where we were like, all right, let's get financing. So we just didn't get there, but it's, again, it sparked something in me that I didn't really understand, or I always thought I had it in me, but I never really gave it a chance. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of it, you know. Hopefully something. Keep in mind, fault and responsibility are two different things. May not be her fault, but she gets the glory. You think so? Because every time I see something where it's like, oh man, Andor is so awesome. They talk about Tony Gilroy and Dan Gilroy. They barely give Kathleen Kennedy any credit at all. Oh man, Skeleton Crew was so much fun. Man, that John Watts sure knows how to put a story together. I mean, it seems like she doesn't get all the glory. But she gets a lot of the hate. I mean, you gotta admit, she gets a lot of hate. Oh, and The Mandalorian season 1 and 2. Oh my gosh, they were so good. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, man, that team, man, what a great team. And this was before season 3 came out and kind of made everybody go, But seasons 1 and 2 were popping. Not many people were giving Kennedy credit for that. She's the one that put those two people together. So, just saying. I'm just saying. It is a thing. Okay, let's go over some of the stuff that I watched and bought this week. Okay, first up, I just want to talk real quick about this. I know nobody really cares. I mean, this is not exactly, you know, on everybody's watch list right now, but I bought this Errol Flynn collection, and I gotta say, I liked 5 of the 6 movies here. They were really good. One of them was not great, but I especially liked Adventures of, actually, the only one I didn't like was Santa Fe Trail, because it didn't make any sense. But the rest of them are really good. I really enjoyed Edge of Darkness. It's a World War II film about basically a town rising up to fight the Germans. Really fun. And Objective Burma, which I'd never heard of before. Man, what a really, really interesting World War II film. Like, and a lot bleak. For a movie that came out in January 45, it was a kind of a bleak story. Pretty dang good. And then The Adventures of Don Juan. Holy crap. That movie was really good. So entertaining. It's almost like when you think of swashbuckling adventure, That's the movie, man. Movie is good. It felt like almost like a Three Musketeers, but it's Don Juan, and he's promiscuous and stuff. But anyway, what's interesting is that I think it just came out recently from Criterion is Captain Blood, which is another Errol Flynn movie. Captain Blood is the footage that Sloth is watching when during in the Goonies when what's his name? Chunk is tied up with him. He's watching Captain Blood. So it's an Errol Flynn movie that's on the Criterion Collection now. But they use the music from Adventures of Don Juan, and that is what you hear at the end of the movie. Da, 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 da. That's Adventures of Don Juan. Really, really interesting. So I really enjoyed these. That was like a fantastic set of movies. Like, I really enjoyed them. And now I'm watching the Hollywood Legends of Horror collection. And so I've watched so far, and this is just because the order of the discs, right? So you got Dr. X was first. Meh. The Mask of Fu Manchu. That is Boris Karloff as Fu Manchu. Yeah, problematic to say the least. White actors playing Asian people and the way that they talk and the way they treat Asians, not great. Not great. I'm just going to say not great. It's kind of an entertaining, like, swashbuckling kind of movie. Not really horror, but kind of like interesting. And Myrna Loy is in it, and I love Myrna Loy, but wow, problematic. And then Mark of the Vampire I watched today. That is also Boris Karloff. Meh. So there you go. Kind of meh. And I didn't really talk about the Seahawk or Adventures of Robin Hood. The Seahawk is probably my least favorite of the five. Like Santa Fe Trail, screw that one. I didn't really like that one. But Adventures of Robin Hood, also great. Also great, by the way. So, the first thing that I purchased was a used film from Movie Trading Company. I was like, where was I? And if I'm not mistaken, this had never been opened. And you're going to go, oh God, why'd you buy that? Why did you buy Alien Covenant? Well, here's the thing. I want to start up the Ridley Scott review-a-thon again. And I don't own Alien Covenant on disc. I own it 4K, but I don't own it on disc. So I got it. What are you going to do? Look, there are problems with it. There are a lot of problems with this movie. Okay. But there's also really cool scenes in it too. So yeah. And then there was a sale on Amazon for these two collections, similar to again, I'm a Warner Archive sucker right now. I am buying all kinds of them. So, and I have probably, holy crap, that went so far. Let's see if I ow! Okay, I got it. That bounced so far. Two collections. I think I have like 7 more in my wish list. But first up was if I'm not mistaken, the least expensive one. I think I got this for $24. The Greta Garbo collection. 4 movies I've never seen. So yeah, pretty cool. And then 4 movies that I have never seen. In fact, I hadn't seen any of these movies. Like I haven't seen, was it The Devil Doll, Mad Love, the Return of Dr. X? Haven't seen any of those. This has Camille Ninochka, Queen Christina, and Anna Christie. Haven't seen any of them. But also the Betty Davis collection. Now apparently there are 3 award-winning movies in here, and I've only heard of one of them. Dark Victory, The Letter, Jezebel, and The Private Lives of Elizabeth and Essex. And that one also has Errol Flynn in it. So I'm enjoying this because you get to watch, these classics from yesteryear. I love that stuff. It's just fun. And I love the fact that it's multiple movies. Now I'll tell you this, what's funny is all of these the horror movies that I've watched so far, all of them are under an hour and 15 minutes. The Mark of the Vampire that I watched today, an hour and 30 minutes, an hour and like 30 seconds. It's just over an hour. So it's been kind of fun. So I was saying Glory ironically, and while her Star Wars movies might have done financially, none of them even made 75% of New Hope. That's a crazy stat to me, given there was 20 years between them. What? That's not true. Something's not true there. If you're talking about adjusted, you can't really go by that. And I know that there's certain people that will say, "Oh, well, that's absolutely, yeah, worldwide $775 million, adjusted for inflation." Does it have that here? Doesn't it have the? Let me see. I wonder showdowns. If I do Star Wars, Avengers versus Star Wars. Oh, adjusted. Well, I know adjusted for inflation, but here's the thing. The thing that that's an interesting stat, but to me, that's like saying, well, we adjust everything for inflation these days, so I call it a fair fight. Yeah, but here's the problem. Back in 1977, you didn't have the internet. You didn't have all of these. You didn't have video games. You didn't have all of these things competing for people's attention as far as entertainment goes. The entertainment dollar also went a lot further in 77. Or the dollar went a lot further in 77. And I mean, look, there's too much. To me, it's like saying, well, Bruce Lee, who weighed about 140 pounds, probably 130 when he was like in his best shape, could probably totally have beaten Muhammad Ali. Yeah, but there's a lot of variables there. And Muhammad Ali could have like pound for pound and all that kind of stuff. It's very, very hard, at least in my opinion, to look at that, and say that there's, I don't know. The internet drives people to stuff. It's like how the Beatles outsold everyone in a time when there was no social media. Well, true, but again, there's also a lot more. He couldn't beat Cliff Booth. I mean, that's true. That's true, Wraith. Welcome. But no, it's all I'm trying to say. And I'm not trying to totally negate what you're saying or anything like that. But it's one of those things where there's too many other variables that come into play. I don't think that you can always count that. Now, if you're talking about a movie from 2019 to 2026, okay, maybe. But when you're talking about that long ago, there were so few things for kids to do. Then go to the theater and and knowing that, kids basically had free reign and could, call taxi cabs and go do whatever they want. I mean, if you watch Cloak and Dagger in 1984 and you watch what that kid does with no parental supervision, is kind of crazy. And it's like, holy crap, that would totally not happen today. But what I'm trying to say is it's an apples to pajamas kind of conversation. And on top of that, knowing that Star Wars made as much money as it did, even with all of the drama, even with the competition for entertainment that is so much more prevalent these days, it's a really tough conversation to make sense. You can't just automatically say, well, back then it made this much money and it adjusted for inflation, it made this much, so it's clearly the winner. I'm not saying that any of those movies are better than A New Hope. Trust me, I'm not saying that. But what I'm trying to say is from a financial point of view, if you look at Episode 7, The Force Awakens, is still the top movie domestically of all time in 2015. It's kind of impressive. $936 million domestically. Worldwide, $2 billion. $1 billion for Rogue One. 1.3 billion for Last Jedi. 309. Oh, that's Solo. Oh, somebody must have put this together before Rise of Skywalker came out. So the only flop, the real flop, was Solo, that was made for 392 million globally. And it's actually arguably one of the better ones. So basically what I'm trying to say is, I think that from their point of view, it doesn't matter which one's actually better. What matters is that return on investment, she did what she was supposed to do. And from Disney's point of view, that's a success. Now, like I said, we disagree on that. I don't like most of those movies. But I'm just trying to say, it's a thing. It's a thing. I don't think, I think adjusted for inflation is literally like, well, look at this heavyweights record versus this featherweights record. If they weighed the same, who would be the better fighter? Well, there's no way to find out. There's no way to tell because the situation is different. Money was different. People's time was different. Entertainment was different. You know, it's one of those conversations that can never really be won. So I never bring up, I used to bring up adjusted, but then the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, this is dumb. At least, I mean, and I'm not saying dumb as in like you're dumb if you use inflation. No, I'm not saying that. It's just, it's one of those, it's the same reason why I don't like having the conversation of whether a featherweight and a heavyweight weighed the same, who would be the better fighter, who's the better technical fighter, all that kind of stuff. But the problem is heavyweights focus on different things in their training. You know, they focus on power and endurance, you know, and how those things go together. A featherweight focuses on speed, accuracy, footwork. Heavyweights can't do that because they weigh so much. So there's so many different aspects to that don't equal each other. If they both weighed the same, they would both be focusing on the same cost versus benefit ratio. And who knows who would be, if they both weighed 170 pounds. Who knows? Who knows? There's no way to tell. Maybe if he weighed 170 pounds, it's totally wrong for that guy's body type. And he's like, I can't weigh this. And so he has to either gain more weight or lose weight. You never know. There's no way. I'm just saying that from a return on investment standpoint, Kathleen Kennedy is one of the most successful producers, maybe of all time, but definitely from a point of view of shareholders and from Bob Iger and that, they were happy with what she was doing. That's why she stayed so long. So Okay. Wait a minute. I don't know why. And you might be you might mean this a completely other way. I would suspect that Global Distro was far less than Global Distro today. That's possible too. And Star Wars played for years, you know? So, standard of business. Okay. This is how I read this. I know what you mean about it being dumb, but adjusting for inflation seems to be the son of a bitch in the world of comparisons. I was like, wait, what? What? What does that mean? But that makes sense. No, and I mean, look, that's the thing. A lot of people use that. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I don't know if it really makes sense. Because there's so many other variables that come into play. If there were more movies being made back in 1977, would Star Wars have stayed in the movie theater for years and years and years and years and years? You know, would they have played it so many different times? I mean, it's kind of like Gone with the Wind was like the movie back then. It was the biggest movie that, and so it just played on repeat for years. I mean, I don't know. And no telling how many people went back and saw that movie over and over and over. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I just, these things are so different. And the way that we watch movies is so different. The of course the windows have changed a lot since 2019. You know, no telling how those any of the Star Wars movies would have done, those particular 5, right? So Force Awakens, Rogue One, Last Jedi, Solo, and Rise of Skywalker. How good would those have done in this new streaming era that we find ourselves in, where windows can go down to like 17 days, depending upon how things are, you know, how it's doing at the box office. Now, Disney typically leaves their movies in for longer, and they don't have a quick turnaround. But Zootopia 2, for example, is still making some money, right? And is very close to being the top movie of the year of 2025, right? Released in 2025, because it's still making money today. But they're about to put it on Disney Plus. And when they do that, or release it digitally and all that kind of stuff, and when they do that, money's going to go away. Do they care about the throne of the biggest movie of the year? Because that actually belongs to Minecraft, if you can believe it. The Minecraft movie is the #1 movie of 2025, according to box office, worldwide box office. Avatar Fire and Ash only made a paltry 1.43 billion. Man, what a flop, you know? But anyway, I find all that stuff interesting, but it's kind of a weird way to measure things, because it just doesn't, things aren't the same. I mean, you look at the way the movie going public of 2019 versus the movie going public of 2025 or 2026. So different. So different. I mean, there's what Dan Murrell does a weekly box office show of the weekend box office, and he's been comparing year to year box office, and we're actually up over last year this last weekend because of Send Help and some other things. But what's interesting is seeing how the biggest box office year, I think, in history was 2019. There were, I want to say, $9 billion movies that came out in 2019. 9. And then the box office was like up here, and then all of a sudden 2020 happens and it's down here, and then 2021, 22, we haven't even gotten up to half of what the yearly global box office has been, just because of streaming and all that kind of stuff, because they trained the consumers to watch movies in a different way. So I just find it really, really, it's even hard to compare 2019 and 2025. And what I thought was really interesting too is watching people compare Man of Steel versus Superman and saying, "Oh, well, Man of Steel was such a bigger hit." I was like, was it though? I don't know. But as soon as you paused, I knew it needed clarification. Gone with the Wind still remains the top grossing movie of all time, adjusting for inflation. Right. But again, what did people have to do? Then again, how well were 1939 box office receipts tracked? I mean, there's that too. There's so many. There's so many different variables that play into it. I mean, it's an interesting conversation, but I don't think you should always hang your hat on the fact that, oh, adjusted for inflation, this happened. Well, yeah, but things are different. Times are different. You could even argue that back in those days, it was easier for a kid to just in the afternoon say, well, gosh, only cost me 50 cents to go to the movie theater. You know, the amount of money that things cost, even though, you know, money bought more back then, the ticket prices were ridiculously cheap in comparison to today. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, going on a Friday night and it's $16, $17, $18 for one ticket, plus, you know, a car loan for your popcorn. I've got to pee, guys. I can't hold anymore. I'll be right back. So just hold on to yourself. Just calm down. Calm down, everybody. Jeez. Take forever. Sorry. Yeah, for those of you who might be wondering, I had to just leave because, well, everything broke earlier today. Like all my streaming software broke. So I'm literally using like the camera and the mic, and that's it. No filters, no scenes. So yeah, there you go. So sorry, there's nothing. So hey, whatever. What are the numbers for Booty Call? And Heavyweights movie is awesome. Is it though? Is it though? PP Pressure. Adam, welcome. Good to see you. We're actually, I mean, we're wrapping things up. We're getting close to moving over to Discord for the time being. Do you know if you need a permit to use a drone over there? I don't know, but I know that you have to uh, there are, it uses GPS, right? So there are certain areas that have a no fly thing. I don't actually know though. Don't actually know. A booty call, Pootie Tang crossover, or mashup sequel. Do we though? I don't think so. I didn't like either one of those movies. Those were the kinds of movies that my friends would be like, "Hey man, let's watch one movie," and I'd be like, "Okay," and then we watch it, and I'm sitting there the whole time going, "It's not for me," you know. It's just not for me. Some places you do. But yeah, I apologize for the apparent lack of professionalness tonight. Um, but everything was broken, so I'm just impressed that it stayed together this long. There's no logo here. There's no nothing. So I'm just glad it worked. Um, and hopefully, like I said, tomorrow I can do all the stuff and get all the things hopefully fixed. You know, and just go with it. You know, and it'll work. But I mean, I didn't do a regular video last week. Because I was just like, I don't know what to do a video on. And I don't really feel like it, so screw it. I might not be able to do a video tomorrow just because I have nothing to. Well, I mean, I guess I could record my phone or something, but when I record, what I do? What would I do? I don't know what to do. So anyway, we'll figure it out, I guess, somehow. That's not true because I think I can record straight from here. So I could do this exact same thing, and that's how my videos start anyway, and then I edit them. I guess we'll figure it out. And if I have to, I don't want to do that. I don't want to use Streamlabs crap. Do a video of you cooking chicken? It's not that interesting. It's basically I mean there's some prep, but then it's mostly it's in the crock pot for hours. And it's basically me not, just making sure that the house doesn't burn down. Is your Discord server going to require identification verification next month? I heard something about Discord making some security changes. Second channel? I don't have no second channel. Yeah. And Sean420, I didn't say hi to you. Hi. That's my PlayStation. Where? I don't see it. Sega Steve, that's something that we're gonna have to talk about. Because I don't know. I'll tell you this. I'm not giving them my face. So how could I possibly ask you to? And then on top of that, it affects the memberships. Now I know that not everybody is a member of this channel. And that's fine. There's no problem with that. But the whole thing was that we would do the watch alongs and things like that. And we have to watch them on Discord because YouTube doesn't allow you to watch movies like that live. So I don't know what we would do. There's a lot of questions. So that might mean that the memberships go away and we can keep the Discord as a chat thing, but never do voice channel stuff again, which also means no hangout afterwards. So there's a lot of stuff that has to be figured out. And I'm hoping that in the next couple of weeks, there will be a front runner, a sort of a replacement for Discord, or maybe they decide not to do that, or maybe, somebody who didn't have all of their records leaked like 4 months ago. I don't know. Do it out of print DVD video, but who wants to watch that? I mean, look, here's the thing. Sean, I mean, yes. I could do I could do adventures. I could do some other videos that don't have any sort of, but again, most of those are not going to be things that people are going to want to watch. And I like the idea that people just pick a movie and then they vote on it and then we watch it. And then usually it's a movie I've never seen before. And so it's a fun thing to do. So the idea of picking a movie that, you know, not a whole lot of people watched the first time when it was actually out and new. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I don't know. And the thing is again, maybe this is something that I can talk with the therapist about. But I've always I have this problem that I don't know if the membership thing is worth it. And I mean worth it to you guys. It's probably a terrible thing for me to say. But it's just like I don't know. It feels weird charging people for hanging out. And it just doesn't, I don't like it. The only people that I sub to on Twitch are people that I watch constantly. And they put out so much that it made sense to me. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to think, and I don't know what to do. And it's yet another thing that it's like, why do I have to deal with this right now? I don't want to deal with it. So I don't know. Okay, Vicente, I'm aware that people do extra channels, but here's the thing. I don't feel like I fill up this channel enough. So, I don't know. I just make videos so I don't forget. I mean, I get that. I get that too, but I don't know. I want to, I don't know. It's kind of like, for me, it's kind of like, at the end of the day, I want people to be able to do a search for some movie that, you know, some random movie, you know, and they go, I wonder if anybody's done a review. And if I've done a review for it, it's there and they can watch it. And it doesn't have to be something that came out last week. It can be something from years and years ago. Some movie that I just happened to say, you know what, I'm going to do a review of this because this is a cool movie and I think more people should watch it. You know? And that's what I've liked, is that some of my older movie reviews have done really, really well. And it's just because I just happened to catch one of those movies that people tend to rewatch, or, oh my, it's the one that I keep thinking about is that At Close Range, the Christopher Walken, Sean Penn film from 1986, I think. And people are just like, people still watch that video, that review that I did a couple years ago, because I'd never seen it. And just me being blown away by it. And it's just cool, you know? Just do what feels right to you. KAC7768. I don't know if you've been here before, but I'm happy you're here. I'm glad you're here. Thanks. Thanks for the kind words. I appreciate that. And yeah, it's, you know, that's the thing, is that most of the time I don't just do reviews of just random things. I try to do reviews of something that I was really interested in or really excited about or something like that. Yeah. So like, if I see a movie that I'm like, ooh, I want to see that, I want to talk about it. And a lot of times lately, I just haven't been excited by that much. And that, I think that's what's bumming me out. And it's not for lack of quality movies out there. There's tons of award-winning films that are out there right now. I just don't care right now. And I think it's partly it's the, you know, kind of the, I wouldn't say, I don't know. I hesitate to use the word depression, but it's definitely, I'm down right now, and that's why I think I need to go to therapy, just so I can maybe have somebody help me get better and snap out of it a little bit. You know what I mean? Um so basically, I think what a lot of people, there's a lot of people out there that are going through stuff, you know what I mean? And um whether it's, I mean, God, financial, whether it's health stuff, whether it's all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's, hopefully you can find that support for you for whatever. Me, I'm lucky that I don't really have to worry about, my health is the probably the best it's been in, God, probably since I got married. Um, my Crohn's is in remission. What almost killed me is in remission now. So that's a good thing. My blood pressure is great. Um, and yeah, but then you've got stuff like weird crap with the computers just stop working, and you know, oh, I want to use my Yoda puppet, and then it just disintegrates in front of you, and you're just like, okay, I guess everything's going wrong today. So I don't know. So it's just a thing. Can you do a sauna cold plunge? I mean, yeah, probably. I don't think that's enough for what I'm dealing with. It's kind of like it's so hard to explain. And I know there's probably some people that are like, dude, what? I don't get it. But it's like this guy, Billy, was like one of my best friends. And on top of that, he was my number one creative partner. And we were working towards something. And without him, I don't see that thing happening. I don't see how we could do it now. So not only did my friend die, but the life that we'd been kind of moving toward for the last 6 years is now gone. That's tough, man. I don't know how to, I don't know. It's such a weird thing. It's not just the loss of a friend. It's the loss of your future. Future is going to be completely different without it. So it's just a weird thing. Bonobo Juice. I didn't even see your comment. I stopped reading chat for a second. I was like deep in thought there. He said, "You want my perspective on it? It's a no-brainer. Feels good to contribute to the memberships. You kept it low. That's it. Nothing deep on this end." Dude, I appreciate you. I appreciate that. I tried to keep it low, and I was like, well, it's telling me that I should do at least 2 levels, and then one should be like kind of insane. And it really, I mean, I guess it wasn't insane, but it was more. And there were a few people that jumped on that, and I'm like, okay. But I appreciate that. I just try to give, like, to me, a membership, you should get something really extra, right? Instead of just support. And I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if our what do you call them? Our emotes are enough. But I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. Do a review of Death Wish Club. I don't even know what that is. I mean, I'd have to at least see the trailer on it. But that's the thing. I mean, it was kind of like that could have been one of those movies that somebody throws up there and you're like, what? And then that wins and you're like, oh, okay, I guess we're watching Death Wish Club. You know what I mean? I'm glad you're here and hanging out. Stop, Alex. Thank you, man. And Sean, thank you too. And thank you, all of you. I mean, if you're here, I say it so many times, I think, but I feel like I don't say it enough at the same time. It's that if you spent any time here, That's cool, man. That's really awesome to me, and I really appreciate it. I had to go to therapy and it helped a lot. Adam, I mean, look, I am not one of those people that think that therapy is, crazy, or therapy is just for, whatever. I'm not one of those super macho guys who thinks that he doesn't need therapy. It's not that. It's just that I felt like I was doing okay. And then all of a sudden, I'd already sort of like devolved into something where it's like, oh, I should have been going to therapy like a month ago. So I didn't get here. And now I'm here and it's like, okay, your brother is in Death Wish Club. Oh, that's cool. I wish I could bring it up, but none of my stuff is working tonight. So, because I'm literally using downloaded the software and turn it on and we're here. So, you think the earth is shifted? I mean, don't get me started on the bad shit this year and last. I mean, you're not wrong. Didn't mean he's a cure, more of something to help clear the mind. I mean, that could help. Sure. But no, I don't have anything like that. I mean, I could go to what do you call it? Fitness place. Go, hey, I'm going to use your sauna I'm going to dip my balls in and and they go, no, get out of here, you dirty man. And I'd be like, I'm not that dirty. Anyway. Therapy helped me because they gave me ways to deal with things that I never thought of. Well, and that's the thing, that the only time I've always been receptive to it, but the only time that I went, the doctor was like, yeah, you're good. You're pretty well adjusted for, all that. So you're good. Don't worry about it. Get out of here. And I'm like, oh, okay. But now this is a different thing. I think there are things that are going on that I'm not 100% aware of, and yeah, maybe I should deal with that. Familiar with Grosse Pointe Blank? I mean, I've definitely seen it. That was one of those movies that when it came out, I liked it, and I went, yeah, that was good. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy that at some point. And then never got around to buying it, never got around to seeing it again. And for some reason in the back of my head, I always thought, oh, maybe that movie's just not that good because I never broke down and bought it. But I'll tell you, if Grosse Pointe Blank, if they had a 4K release come out, I'd probably end up buying it. He's in Night Train to Terror. It's a trilogy of 3 movies. That's cool. Excuse me. Walking also helped me. Going outside and taking a walk does wonders. Adam, you're not wrong. Hiking is one of my... I look forward to it every week. We did 8 miles on Saturday. But yeah, I really enjoy that. I probably should be doing it more often, just around the neighborhood or whatever. But I don't like my neighbors. They look at me funny. They're like, well, who is this guy? I'm like, who are you? And they're like, yeah, but who are you? And I'm like, who are you? And then it just gets weird. And then we both grab each other's balls and then we go inside. It's weird, man. I don't like it. No, it's fine. It's fine. You need to search YouTube for Grosse Pointe Blank Shakubuku, because it sounds like what you need. A fish tank. A little sack check. Anybody need a sack check? Oh, before we go, there's also the news today that May 2028. May 2028. 2 years, a little over 2 years. We're getting The Mummy 4 with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. So that's coming. I mean, I don't typically report on that stuff, but I thought, you know what? There's enough people that like that movie. Shakabuku is a 25-second long clip, so it won't hurt. If you're talking about playing on stream, number one, I can't do that because I'm not using OBS right now, and my OBS blew up, like completely blew up, and I literally have one scene in Streamlabs with the mic, and that's it. So I can't watch it on stream. But even if I could, I wouldn't, because YouTube has, and it's not really YouTube's fault. Pretty much anything over 5.9 seconds is subject to copyright from almost all of the studios. Will block me from watching it or block me from airing it. And then sometimes I've played like little clips of things or whatever, you know. I'm sure you guys remember I used to do the things on Reddit and stuff like that. I had one that claimed my entire stream because I watched that 30-second thing from Reddit. And I said, okay, never again. You ruined it. You ruined my whole segment because y'all are greedy bastards. You don't get all of my revenue, which, by the way, was probably like 23 cents. But that's not the point. You're not going to claim my entire video because I played 30 seconds of stuff. It's just, it's stupid. But that's the way YouTube works right now. So I don't play anything if it's over 6 seconds. It's just the way it is. And I still, even when I do that, my little shorts where I play edited trailers in there just so you can see what the movie is. Like, I mean, some cases you don't need it. Like if I'm doing Predator, you don't need to see clips of the trailer from Predator. You know what Predator is. But it's just like sometimes I'm going to do a short on a movie that you may have never heard of. And I want to show part of the trailer. They'll claim the short. Or they will block it globally. So I have to just put up pictures. There was this last weekend, there was one where I had to, I edited the trailer down like 4 times and it kept blocking it. So then I just had to say, okay, well, here's my short, but instead of, moving pictures down at the bottom of the short, you've got to look at screenshot. Oh, it was Master and Commander. Yeah, that completely blocked it. So, it's a thing. I'm waiting for Young Guns 3. I honestly don't know if that'll ever happen. It may. Happy to hear Brendan is doing that. Brandon. It is Brandon, right? Anyway, and always had a crush on Rachel. I mean, who didn't? You know what I mean? Like Rachel. I wasn't implying to play it on stream. I just meant watch it when you get a chance. Oh. Claimed for a fart. Music industry is so gangster. They'll just yoink it if you use 5 seconds of music they own, not the artist. I know. It's already 10:15. I'm already over here in the Discord. I was waiting for things to calm down a little bit. Young Guns 3 is filming. What would happen in Young Guns 3? I don't know. But is it actually filming, or did they just say that it was? Let's see. Currently in development with an expected release in 2026 following a scheduled production start in New Mexico in October 2025. I can't believe it's actually happening. I cannot believe it. Cast and crew. Emilio Estevez is directing and starring, with Lou Diamond Phillips and Christian Slater potentially returning. Well, if it's already filming, they would know, wouldn't they? It's called Young Guns Dead or Alive. Set during the Mexican Revolution. I cannot believe it's happening. I was looking to see if there were any leaks of I mean, I wouldn't be able to show it to you anyway. Yeah, everything I see is either photos from Young Guns or some crazy AI looking poster of what clearly looks like Emilio Estevez aged up like 5 years, not 35. Because didn't Young Guns 2 come out in like 1990? Young Guns 2, 1990. Been 36 years since Young Guns 2. Can you believe that? Wow. I'm in the court of this. Oh, you are. Oh, and there's Johnny and Ninjinzu, Rufus. Rumor has it Guns 3 has the same armor that Baldwin used on Rust. I believe that armor was banned from forever from filmmaking. I thought that was part of their thing. But I don't know. Billy the Kid comes back from the dead. Well, in Young Guns 2, they implied he wasn't killed. Yes. Yeah. I mean, who knows? But hey, since we don't really have an outro this time, Bon Jovi is doing the soundtrack. Ugh, I can't stand Bon Jovi. I'm sorry. I've never... Bon Jovi is one of those bands where they've had a couple of hits, and those hits have been played so far into the ground that I never want to hear them again. So if I hear just the beginning of Living on a Prayer, I will turn the channel. Wanted Dead or Alive, get out of here. I'll be there for you. Get. It's just me. It's just, I mean, look, it's my opinion. But I don't like Bon Jovi, man. Don't. And it's not because I like you say Bon Jovi, I don't even know anything about him. Like, personally, I don't know anything about him. I'm just tired of hearing the damn songs. I don't know. They're going to have to use the Jeff Bridges de-aging magic on the guts. I don't want them to. I don't like the de-aging stuff. I can't start my camera in Discord. Well, dang it. Let me see if I can. I didn't even think about that. I shouldn't have a problem there. Let me see. Bam. Bam. No problem. It's just OBS that's having the problem. So, look, I don't have my exit stuff, so I'm just going to say bye. I don't know if y'all could hear that, but thank you for being here. Sorry for not everything working and being stupid. What? What'd you say? Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. I should probably lay off the burnt peanut stuff because, I mean, look, everybody's doing their impersonations of burnt peanut. You know what I mean? But I do have yeah, but it's you know, it's my thing. I never liked Bon Jovi to begin with, and these days their music just angers me. I haven't listened to anything from them like in years. But I love, look. Bon Jovi. Yeah. I always called him Juan Bon Jovi. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully next week we'll be back to normal and we can just have a regular stream. But anyway, hey, y'all have a good one. Bye. I'm going to hit the button now, okay? I'm going to hit the button.